disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
We just killed a fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lobito! You got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA boxing.
All right. Hello, welcome everybody to the Boxing Podcast, broadcasting to you live from the True North. As a good friend, Mr. BDA, and I sure am glad. That's right, sure I'm glad that everybody could be on board for this one, fellas. In this episode, we've got a fantastic one for you. We've got a full day, evening, afternoon, whatever you want to call it, of boxing. More on that to follow. So we got a lot to discuss here, And we might be opening up the phone lines near the end of the hour, depending on how everything goes. So make sure to hit that like, subscribe if you yet to do so already. That's the most important thing. And if you got a couple of shekels you want to donate our way, you can do so with the Super Chat feature. You can join the Patreon. You get content for free. You can also donate via the Buy Me a Coffee app. That always helps out. You get more bang for your buck. Also, if you join the membership program, that way you get more bang for your buck too, and you get special emojis, badges, the whole shebang. But like I said, the most important thing is you continue to like, you subscribe, and you spread that BDA gospel. Shout out to everybody in the house. I'm talking about Gonzalo in there, No Name Hero, aka what was his name? Body Bag Hero or Body Bag King, I forget. Shout out to him. Haven't seen him in a while. Shout out to Jin Ryu, Buddy Love, Rampax Trucking Company, 10-4, one of the initiated. Shout out to hold on a second. King Bucho, who's in there as well, keeping an eye on things in the chat. Hard Recoil. We also got Sid Boxing FU, another one of the initiated. Shout out to him. He said he just watched Giro versus Tony yesterday. Oh, that's a good fight to watch. Absolutely. Yeah. When Amalu Stewart yelled, "Oh my God!" That is indeed one of those moments. Mr. Palavacas, Warp Speed, 2 Matador, and many more people to come. I'm sure, fellas, thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. All right, let's get down to it. We've got a lot of fights coming up this Saturday. Perhaps the biggest card of the year. Not in terms of the biggest names out there or, the big event of the year. But for us hardcore boxing fans, this is really a jam-packed card. One of those Riyadh season cards that really live up to the billing. Now, whether the action is going to live up to that, it's another matter altogether. But we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Bucho, are you there? I can't hear you, Bucho. What's going on here? I don't have you muted. All right, we're going to get to that. But look, listen, this card is certainly something. We've got the main event, David Benavidez taking on Anthony Yarde, Brian Norman taking on Devin Haney, Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Pumita Martinez. That's Fernando Martinez. A lot of people say that could be the fight that steals the show. Fight of the night right there. Possibly. Again. We've heard that before too. Oh, this is the fight that's really gonna... And then nothing ends up happening. I see we got Gonzalo here. Gonzalo, can you speak a little bit just to see if there's nothing wrong on my end here?
Yeah, good morning from my side. How's everybody doing?
Good, Gonzalo. Good. Yeah, because I'm trying to get in touch here with Bucho, but I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't on my end that I couldn't hear him. But yes, go ahead, man. What's up?
I'm just doing the radio check.
Yes, yeah,
Excited
that's right.
about the fight.
10-4, 10-4. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, Bucho, I hear something there.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
See, that shit wasn't. Anyways.
All right.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we have this Saturday Ring 4, the Ring 4 Night of Champions boxing card is scheduled for November. We know when it is. It's going to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The main event is for the WBC light heavyweight title. Undefeated champion David Benavidez, 30-0 with 24 knockouts, will face challenger Anthony Yarde. We're going to call him Yarde, who's 27-3 with 24 knockouts. And then in a welterweight bout, WBO Brian Norman Jr., 28-0, will defend his title against the undefeated Devin Haney. And then we have also a super flyweight unification fight with Jesse Brown Rodriguez, who's the IBF champion. He'll face Fernando Martinez, 18-0 for the Ring Magazine, WBC, WB, and IBF. Okay, I don't know who has who, but the winner gets all the belts plus the Ring Magazine title.
Well, Jesse Rodriguez is the Ring champ.
Okay, I'm so confused. So what does Fernando Martinez have?
Well, just to double check,
the IBF.
There you go.
IBF. Anyways, who gives a shit? I see
come on.
belts to me. We don't care about the belts, but whatever. It's for the Ring Magazine super flyweight title, and also this card features Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes for the vacant WBO lightweight title. Now, this is interesting. The zone broadcast will begin at 12 a.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. GMT, 11 p.m. in Saudi Arabia. And then they say Devin Haney and Devin Haney and Norman Jr. are expected to fight at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 a.m.
Whoa. Repeat, 8 p.m. Eastern Time?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Hey, does that make sense?
Because these Riyadh season cards, usually it's like UK time. Like, for example, here I'm looking at it on champignon.info. It says, Canada, the fight will start on Saturday, November the 22nd at 10 a.m. Are we supposed to believe that it's going to go all the way to 9 p.m.
I got this from the Zone website, the official, like the Zone website. They posted this fucking schedule here, and it says Benavidez will walk out at 9:04 p.m. Eastern Time.
Man, I prefer here on the East Coast. I prefer when it's UK time. So by the time the main event is over, it's only about 6:37 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't really like this. And by the way, that didn't the Canelo school fight? That was at about 3 a.m. right over there.
I don't know.
Which means that it was probably I think it was about the same time here. I don't know. Anyway, they complained about the time zones and everything. So I'm surprised that they're still doing it that way. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But hopefully it's like the UK time main events where here it's over at about 6:30 p.m.
It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna. It says right here. I'm checking. David Benavidez 9 p.m. and that's the last fight. That's the main event.
Well, let me tell you something, man. I don't like that. Let's see. You're saying it's on the Zone, right? The Zone website.
Yeah, that website. Yep.
Now
I ain't lying.
I know you're not lying, but you could be. Maybe I don't know if you're looking at it from another country's Pacific.
No, it doesn't matter because it's giving you Eastern time. It's giving you GMT.
Well, you're correct here. It says so Benavidez Yarde 9:04 p.m. Eastern time. I mean that's gonna be GMT. That's their time over in Saudi Arabia.
No, that's I don't know what's called Greenwich time, the UK.
2:04 a.m. That's insane, man. That's insane. But whatever. What was I gonna say? Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk first the first fight, main event. David Benavidez taking on Anthony Yarde, or however you say it, and 2 belts on the line. Can you believe this? 2 belts. We all know the real champion is Dimitri Bivol. But now the question here becomes, what is Benavidez? I'm going to ask you guys a question right off the bat. I see we got Gonzalo, Vessel, Bucho here on the panel. What do you guys think Benavidez has to do in this fight? In other words, if he doesn't stop Anthony Yarde, will you guys give him any flack?
No, if he beats him up to a pulp, then he did his job. Obviously, a stoppage would be better. But yeah, no, if he goes to 12-round decision and he struggled against the guy, then yeah, because Beterbiev destroyed this guy. and who else? Kovalev as well.
Mm-hmm.
So even though Kovalev kind of got hurt at some point in that fight, he still managed Yarde. So
Well, that's what
Benavidez has to stop him.
That's why I'm asking because that's why I'm asking because look, Kovalev and Beterbiev, they are bona fide punchers, and I think people, the expectation now is that, oh, if this dude is world class and he has to be knocking everybody out. I mean, we sort of had that conversation yesterday a little bit about Emiliano Vargas, but that's what I'm asking here because this would be the second time in a row that Benavidez is unable to stop. I mean, the third, unable to stop his opponents. And for a guy that used to be called a destroyer at 168 pounds, you gotta wonder if he can't pull that off at 175. Then is there a certain ceiling that he's going to hit? And also, he couldn't stop Gvozdyk, Beterbiev did. Now he's fighting a second guy who's a common opponent with Beterbiev, and the expectation that I see from people on the internet is that Benavidez has to stop him. What do you guys think? So let's say he beats up Yarde but can't stop him. Will you guys criticize him for that? All right. Well, Butch already answered the question.
I don't know. Nobody wants to
Wait, you're asking me?
I'm asking everybody, yeah.
I'm making some coffee. Well, this would be the third fighter that he hasn't stopped, so that's kind of like a red flag. If he was stopping people at 68, or all of a sudden at 75 he's stopping nobody, well, there's something changed, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But Vessel, go ahead. You want to say something too?
I think the important part is how he looks and how he performs, really, because I don't think he's ever gonna really stop Bivol or Beterbiev anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter if he stops this guy or not. He needs to show that he has good defense because Beterbiev hits hard, man.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to show that he has good defense and that he's got good movement because Bivol is really good at moving. So he has to match that to try to have a competitive fight against him.
That's a good point because, the thing that everybody harps on is, well, the expectation is that he should continue to do what he used to at 168, which is beat the crap out of people. And I don't know if that's what's going to happen here, but we know for a fact that he's probably angry. I mean, actually, I don't know that for a fact. One of my things is he's probably already looking to fight at cruiserweight. So I don't know if he really wants Beterbiev or the champ Bivol. Now, the other thing is, somebody posted that, I think it was Bray, shout out to Bray in the Discord. He posted this picture here of Benavidez, and let me share the screen with you guys real quick. People in the chat can already see it. But he was saying that it looks like Benavidez is a little drawn, a little dry going into this fight already. And this was probably taken on Monday. So fight week has barely started, and he's already looking a little dry. What do you guys think? Is that just the lighting? Is it just because he's sort of opening the mouth?
He eats a lot. He's a fat ass, dude. He's a fat ass at heart. He was a fat ass kid. That never changes.
I don't know. It looks like he has a number tattoo on his forearm there.
Wow, wait, are you trying to say? Are you trying to say he's got a barcode?
No, I thought he looks really bad though.
Are you saying he's about to go on a train ride?
For him?
Yeah, are you saying he's about to go on a train ride to do a little camping? If you know what I mean, he's going to camp.
Do some work.
Do a little work. That's
what we're doing.
That's what. Was that?
I don't know. He looks
bad. At Auschwitz.
See, you're just throwing it out there straight up. You gotta occult it a little bit. You gotta hide it. But yeah, so
I mean, Auschwitz is just a place. It's nothing wrong. Nothing really wrong happened there. It's just a place. It's just
come on. Nothing happened. All right, you're gonna get us kicked off of YouTube.
Nothing happened.
But okay, but so physically, you guys are saying he's a fat ass and that he's skinny fat right now. I mean, being fat is bad enough, but being skinny fat, I assume that's gonna be worse. So, what do you guys think? Yeah, do you think he's about had it even at 175?
No, I think he can still make the weight. I think he still can, and he's gonna want to make the weight because he always. I don't know. Have you seen any of the interviews he's had recently? He says that he not only rocked Bivol, but that he always worked them. He's always talking this shit. So I don't know if that's true or not.
I mean, Gvozdyk gave him a good fight, and Bivol is younger than Gvozdyk, fresher than Gvozdyk, faster than Gvozdyk. And so I can only imagine that's the fight to make at 175. But right now he's got to get past Yarde. What type of shot do you guys give Yarde? There was a big conversation, by the way, earlier on in the day in the Discord about that. So I'm curious to get your thoughts.
No shot.
He hits hard. He's
come
all
on, you
right,
guys got
but
hard.
what separates Benavidez is the speed. So he's going to follow up with more combination, with more punches. So it doesn't matter. Like if Yarde catches him with a good shot and doesn't like hurt Benavidez is just going to go back to work and follow up with more punches and just if Kovalev when Yarde hurt Kovalev and Kovalev was able to figure it out, I think Benavidez can because he's young and he just throws a lot of punches. He's just going to be able to batter Yarde.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the big question.
Yes, Amigo says Yarde is mid, but he can punch and has an ability to hang around. He gets tired. That's the problem with him. He gets too fucking tired. It's all those muscles.
Mm-hmm.
They tire him, and he always collapses. And at the end of the second part of the fight.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the big worries here going into this fight is that he has been worn down by Kovalev and Beterbiev. Now, again, the distinction, however, is that those guys can crack. And one of the things that Kovalev managed to do, and even Beterbiev to a certain extent, was they tenderized him via jabs. Benavidez, although he has got a good up jab, that's not really a weapon that he uses all that often or that he mixes in between his combinations to wear his opponents down. So I don't know if in this scenario the jab is going to be working that much. Also, Beterbiev and Kovalev are more like mid-range, long-range fighters, whereas Benavidez likes to fight at close range. Not even necessarily mid-range, just close range. So he's going to be giving Yarde opportunities. Now, Vessel made a point there that he's more interested in watching Benavidez' defense, and that's another thing that I've mentioned ad nauseum here on this show. The thing that makes Benavidez dangerous is not so much his offense, especially now that he doesn't really crack that hard at 175 like he used to 168, but it's his transition between defense and offense. This dude can whack you with a 3-punch combo or 4-punch combo, and then when these dudes go, okay, he's in range, I'm going to catch him after he throws, he puts those hands up really quickly, back up afterwards, and they can catch him. And that is really frustrating for opponents because this dude is coming forward, snapping their heads back with combos, hooks, uppercuts, and then when they think, well, at least if he's coming forward, I'm going to be able to catch him, they can't. The thing that seems to me is, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on this, is wouldn't it make more sense that you got to punch with him as opposed to try to catch him after he's done punching?
I think he's very good at hand manipulation if you watch him fight. He's very good at moving the guard. Like I don't know if that's considered illegal or illegal, that's kind of in the gray area, but he moves the hand of the opponent very well and hides even the vision. He uses his glove to hide vision, so he lands a punch. He really is good. I don't know why people say this guy's bad, or I don't know why they hate against this guy. And I really do think genuinely Canelo should have just fought this guy instead of Crawford. That was a mistake.
Yeah, probably.
He's really good, and I kind of took that back. Where like, okay, if he doesn't get the knockouts, well, yeah, something did change from 68 to 75, but it doesn't mean that he still isn't dangerous because he still carries some pop with speed, and the combinations are the ones that This is the key. This is the key to catch Benavidez, in my opinion, and this is why he's so effective. Because he starts off with a little pity pat combination, but somewhere in between where he understands how hurt you are. Like if you didn't cover up in the beginning, he's gonna pick up the combination and throw it with a little bit more power. And then when you throw, let's say he gets on the defensive, like you guys said, he puts his hands up. Then you throw everything you had. Then he's gonna throw again. He's gonna pick the moment to throw within that burst, 1 or 2 shots that are like really heavy in between 5 or 6 shots. But when he picks those shots, it's up to his boxing IQ when he reads the room, what's going on in that exchange.
Right.
So when you want to counter, I think you want to counter when he's getting ready to throw those heavy shots, but you got to read and understand when he's trying to read you to counter him with a good counter.
Yeah, but again, see, that's easier said than done, Gons. And by the way, I forgot to give you credit. You were not at your best 2 weeks ago, and yet you predicted Virgil Ortiz was going to stop Lubin in the second round. So the powers of the Gons, whether
Dude,
he's 100%.
I do all my betting on Gons. Anything he says, I bet on. Really, I haven't lost.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't be doing that, but because I mean, he's
You know what? Everybody in the audience should do that too. This is financial advice.
He picked Canelo like I did. He picked Canelo like I did. So that was the problem.
Yeah,
That's
don't
the only one
guarantee
off.
that shit. Don't guarantee that shit. But yeah, shout out to Gonzalo. So, Gonzalo, I'm curious. What chances do you give? I know it's difficult to gauge, but just go with your instinct. In terms of percentages, what percentage of a chance do you give Yarde against Benavidez?
I would say a 30% chance.
Yeah, that's about what people were saying in the Discord. We got Sobers here jumping in. Sobers, who's got what's his name again? Ernesto, the guy. He's got his contact there in. I don't even know where it is, but he's got the insight on the Benavidez's.
Well, he prefers to remain anonymous. His location, anonymous.
Anonymous. There you go. But Sobers, what do you think about this Yarde Benavidez fight, and how do you see it going?
I think Yarde will be dangerous for 4 or 5 rounds. Right, then he'll slow down, and then I think David Benavidez will stop him. 10th round, late. He's gonna stop him late. I think this is gonna be the first like stoppage or like knockout. It's gonna be a TKO, right? But it's gonna be like the first stoppage David Benavidez gets at 175. So I think it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna make him look good.
James Burrell in the chat says Benavidez couldn't KO Plant. I don't get why people think he KOs Yarde. Sobers, in regards to that.
He's gonna get exhausted. He's a very muscular dude. You know, he's even more muscular than Caleb Plant, and he was beating the shit out of Kovalev. And what happened? Did Kovalev beat the shit out of him back? No. Yarde got tired and he got turned off by a jab. You know, so and then his last couple fights, he hasn't looked stellar. He didn't look as good as he did against. Who did he fight last time? The other British dude, Lyndon Arthur or something. Arthur, yeah. He hasn't looked good in his last couple fights, you know. So if we're going off of look at the hard fight he gave. Look at the hard fight he gave Beterbiev. You know, he was beating the shit out of Kovalev. That's not the same guy no more. He's already war torn now. He's, you know, like I'm not gonna say like Lubin, bro. He's already been through it. He's already been through the ringer, and he was never like really world level. So I mean, it's gonna be a good fight for David. Watch, he's gonna look good in there.
All right, now let me ask this then: if he doesn't stop him, is that a slight or is that an asterisk next to Benavidez's performance?
Well, I think it depends, right? You don't have to knock him out and look. I mean, if he can still look good and not knock him out, right? What if he just beats his ass for 12 rounds? But I don't know. Right. I just don't see it happening. I just see Yarde getting exhausted, not from the punishment, dude, just from the lack of stamina, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. Yeah, okay, so then with that being said, we got to take a couple of predictions here. That's what we got to do. Because we got to move on. We got a lot of fights here. I mean, we're not done with the subject yet.
We got to move on. We got to move on, and we got some more Jake Paul, Joshua gossip.
All right, so what's that?
All right.
No, fucking delay. 10th round TKO.
Okay, so Sobers is saying Benavidez. 10th round.
I was going to say that.
TKO.
I'll go 9th round.
Oh, you're trying to one-up him, huh? All right.
Yep. I'll go $1.
All right, Benavidez 9th round TKO. And I wanted to say while I'm writing this is that I think Yarde, he's strong, he can hit hard, but he's a bit of a slapper actually. I think his punching power is a little bit underrated. When he punches, what?
Sorry, there's a fucking delay. Yeah, you're right. He's probably underrated, but it's enough to just wear down this guy, this fucking bodybuilder, Yarde.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I was watching that Arthur fight, and he'll with his left hook, he's a slapper. When he sits down on that overhand right, that's where he can crack. But everything else, he's a bit of a slapper. So I think Benavidez should be okay if he minds his P's and Q's in there. Also, the other thing is, if you watch that Lyndon Arthur fight, whenever Arthur decided to open up with short hooks on the inside and uppercuts, he would snap Yarde's head around. So unless Yarde tightens up that defense, and listen, when he fought Kovalev, think about this. This was 8 years ago. I mean, excuse me, 7 years ago. What am I talking about? 2019. Okay, so he was pre-pandemic, is what I'm saying. It's been what the fuck am I saying? 6 years since then. He really hasn't improved that much in 6 years. So if anybody thinks that all of a sudden he's going to start tightening up his defense and all that, hey, anything's possible, but it's a little bit unlikely because why hasn't he done that before? And he's no spring chicken either. He looks younger than Benavidez, or they look like they might be about the same age. He's what, 35, Bucho? Or what do the stats say there?
I don't have the age. It's crazy.
Let me look it up. He's
I think
34.
the stats say black don't crack, BDA.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, come on. At the end of the day, he's 34
He's
years old.
34.
He's 34. That's what I'm saying. So, and like Sobers was pointing out, he's sort of been through it with those two beatings from Beterbiev and Kovalev. So, if Arthur was snapping his head around whenever he decided to let those hands go, I can only imagine what Benavidez is going to do. I see we got Miklo and we got Frank Bay jumping in here. Fellas, you guys want to weigh in on Benavidez Yarde?
What's up? Saludos, homies.
Salute.
Yo.
David, I'm gonna go with the under knockout 7. I think that's a good bet.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I mean, somebody said he didn't knock out Plant, but we know Plant is a counter slick white chocolate. And pause. And Yarde comes to fight, so that's tailor made.
I mean, hey, listen, that's a standard protocol view that people are taking. That's for sure, and I can't really disagree. Although I don't know. I'm not sure about the stoppage. Vessel, what's your prediction?
BDA, did you just call me a basic bitch? Come on.
Not in so many
It's
words,
nuanced.
but almost. I'm kidding. Come on.
Look. I just received an emergency broadcast from my plug on the inside. You already know him, Ernesto. Right? And he's like, just to keep up appearances, just to let y'all know that he's tapped in still. Those rumors about Bivol getting pieced up in sparring, 100% true. David was working his ass over. Right? But on the caveat to that is Bivol was like just fresh off the plane from Russia. He still had jet lag.
Mm-hmm.
But I can confirm that David was whooping his ass.
And on top of that, I got my contacts too. I got the occultist Frank Diabolucci on my payroll, and he told me he sensed a disturbance in the force, and he said that Bivol's ex-wife was actually sending bad juju his way, bad mojo waves. So maybe that had something to do with the bad performance. You never know.
Now was this when David was only 13 years old?
I don't even think
he was like
13 or 14.
He was like 15, dude.
He was like 15.
He beat up Triple G when he was 13.
Oh yeah, Triple G at 13. That's right.
Yeah,
so he beat up. Yeah, then he beat up Bivol at 15.
Yeah.
I don't even think Bivol was in country by then. But I mean, let's go with it. Let's start a rumor. Why not? All right. So let me just go through with this real quick. So Vessel, what's your prediction for the Benavidez Yarde fight? Vessel. All right. Let's go with Gonzalo, the guns. Prediction, Benavidez Yarde.
Jesus Christ. I think he gets the stoppage. I just want to be a little different. But then I'm going to follow the pattern.
Follow your heart. Follow your heart.
Follow your heart. Listen to your heart, like the song says by Linda Ronstadt. This is your heart. 11th round, the PKO.
Damn, everyone's going for the stoppage. Miko, how about you, man? What's your prediction?
So I'm trying to analyze both fighters, right? And ever since let's look at both scenarios. Ever since David went up to 175, he's fighting bigger, stronger men, and he hasn't been able to get a stoppage, right? He's been kind of like getting decisions and stuff. And let's look at the other scenario. Yarde is really prone to getting stopped, right? He has a history of getting stopped. Although he's big and strong himself. So out of honestly, I have maybe David getting the decision. 12th round. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would go David decision.
There you go. Somebody's going against the grain here. Benavidez decision. Vessel, are you there? All right, we'll get to Vessel later.
Move on.
All right, take it. One thing, the other fight coming into this is, and this is we got quite an event here with this one. Devin Haney, Bucho versus Brian Norman Jr. What do we got there?
Well. That fight's supposed to start at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That is the co-main event. And as I said, fuck. Oh, yeah. In the welterweight bout, WBO Norman Jr. 28-0 will defend his title against undefeated Devin Haney. That's pretty much all I wrote. I don't know, man. I think Devin Haney will win this fight just because he can stall the fight, he can clinch. The referees won't do shit. It seems as if Turkey favors his Muslim brother in Devin Haney. Yes. So he's gonna allow Devin Haney to do his shit. So yeah.
No, Butcher, but remember when he said no more, he was partially referring to Devin Haney too. After the Ramirez fight, and after the Ryan Garcia fight, where he got dropped 3 times and lost badly, he hasn't showed anything. Maybe he's a little shell shocked, and if he comes in here and runs and sticks out the joint, I don't know, man. It's not going to be a good look for him. That's all I can say.
Well, that begs the question then, because before we get into that whole minutia of the fight, the jab, the technique, all those little factors, we got to go with the main one that you guys said, that one of the things that makes Haney so dangerous, or frustrating to fight rather, is that he's very quick, and he's very quick to stall too. He's very good at dipping below the waist, illegal, clinching, illegal, and generally just stalling the action. And he gets away with it because he's able to punch in between all of that. And then by the time his opponents want to get in there and try to get some get back, as they say, he's able to stall, clinch, whatever. So you guys mentioned, or one of you guys mentioned the religious connection between these two, the promoter or organizer of the fight and Devin Haney. Check this out. And again, the only source for this is Brian Norman, who was on the Mill City Boxing podcast. Brian Norman Sr. has confirmed that Devin Haney signed a 3-fight, $36 million deal with Turkey Al Sheikh. So, guys, there's a lot of implications with that statement. First of all, Brian Norman is sort of trying to brag that that this supposedly is going to be, that the only reason why Haney's fighting him is because he's forced to by the Sheikh. But at the same time, why is the Sheikh giving him this big a deal? I mean, this doesn't make any sense. So will he allow Devin Haney to get away with his Tom and Jerry tactics? Again, dipping below the waist, clinching, and running a lot and punching very little. What do you guys think?
I think it's a bad sign, right? I think it shows that he's investing in this style that we thought that we were moving away from. We thought that he wanted someone like Shakur Stevenson, like these runners, these road runners. He wanted that shit out of the sport. When they gave Beater Beef the decision over Beevil, I remember saying that it was a good trend for the sport because it was showing the aggressor gets the benefit of the doubt and not the mover. But when it comes to these guys again, like these Americans, I don't know what it is. He got the same syndrome that Eddie Hearn has. He just loves seeing these dudes shirtless, loves holding their hands. He loves seeing them win. You know what I'm saying? So it looks like he's investing. He's investing in someone like Devin Haney and someone like Shakur Stevenson. So he's gonna maybe help them from losing a decision after. You're gonna protect your investment. It's just like that. It's clear as day. So I don't know. It's not a good thing. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just to go off a little bit off topic. So you know how Jewish people make deals whenever they go to synagogue on Saturdays?
Wait a minute.
I think Haney made a deal with Turkey when they were in the mosque praying. But secondly, I'm gonna be a little controversial, and I think Norman stops Haney, bro. I think Norman stops Haney. Yeah, because even though Haney's gonna try dirty tactics like clinching and stuff like that, keep in mind that that's Norman. Norman's what you call it? His upside is fighting inside the clinch. You seen it in the fight with Santillán.
Mm-hmm.
So if Haney's not careful, I think he could get caught with a big shot by Norman on the inside when he's clinching.
Well, that's a good point. However, he knows that left hook is coming. Everyone's looking for the left hook. Now, to your point, he could still catch Haney with the right hand. That's for sure. But it reminds me of Terence Crawford. He was open in a lot of fights for that overhand right, or even straight right hands. But then he knew Canelo was just going to be throwing those overhand rights, and boom, all of a sudden he learned how to keep that hand up. And it's the same thing with Devin Haney. If everyone's banking on, oh well, it's going to be the left hook, it's going to be the left hook. What if he's already drilled that to like a mnemonic that he's just going to be bringing it up all the time? And do you still see Brian Norman stopping him if he can get that specific punch through?
Yeah, because we know that Haney's jaw, it's already been compromised. You know, he's not going to take the big shots very well now.
Once they're buck broken BDA, they're never the same.
Yeah, that's it.
It's true because why was he so afraid of Ramirez, who in my opinion was also
exactly.
He was like, he squinted his eyes a little bit and he saw Ryan right there.
Yeah, it's true. I bet he did, man. So he fought that way he fought. But the thing is, if Norman Jr. can give Haney flashbacks, he's gonna give it like he brings back that PTSD, man. It's over. Could be over.
Also, the uppercut on the inside, I think, was the one that took out freaking what's his name, Santillan, el gallo de oro, right?
Yeah, Santillan.
He doubled up on his uppercut.
Well, that's the thing, though, because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, Ryan Garcia, I think is a little faster than Brian Norman, but the speed is comparable. Brian Norman is no fucking turtle in there. He's fast, too. The only thing is, Brian Norman Sr., like I said earlier, he's trying to flex, like, the reason why he's fighting us is because he's forced to because of this deal that he made with Turki Al-Sheikh. But at the same time, I don't think he sees the bigger picture here, which is that I think the Haney's believe that this is actually an easy fight. And it's because, again, the Haney's don't take risks. I know everybody always talks about, oh my God, these guys are the biggest risk takers. Look at his resume. Yeah, let's take a look at his resume. He went after the weakest link in George Kambosos. He went after Lomachenko when they finally saw that Lomachenko was being human or turning human. They fought Prograis only when he looked like crap against Zorrilla. And then they picked on Ryan Garcia and everything they said in the build-up to that fight. Well, not everything, but they let it slip, saying that it was a cherry pick. I mean, Devin Haney said it. He says, I don't think Ryan Garcia has improved since we last fought in the amateurs. That's what they thought. They thought that this guy was still the same amateur that they fought. And boy, did reality come to bite them in the ass. So this time, why would it be a calculated risk in a way? Because they've seen the fact that, yes, Norman is looking good against sluggers. But every time he fights someone that can actually box a little bit, he's looked subpar. Look at the Quinn Randall fight. You can find it. Don't look at it on YouTube. It's just Google it in another way. I can't really tell you how, because I don't know. My legal team says I shouldn't really delve into that, but you can watch the fight if you want to. Just don't look for it on YouTube. And he looked like crap against Quinton Randall. Yes.
Low-level fighters. If you look at 147, it's a lot of lower-tier fighters. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Is Norman even... is he on the tier of Jaron Ennis, Spence, this last class of welterweights? Who else? Sean Porter. Is he on? Do you think he's even on those guys' level, or is he a tier below them?
That's a good question. However, we got to put into context too. The guy is 24. Haney is, how old is this dude? 27? Let me just double check here. Devin Haney's 27. Yeah. So 3 years. I mean, that's the other thing though. Like I was talking about how Devin Haney can all of a sudden improve his defense. When you're 22, 23, every year could see an exponential growth in technique. Because usually by the time a guy gets to Haney's age, you see the improvement sort of slow down a little bit because guys start getting set in their ways. Everything starts to sort of crystallize and become concrete, their styles, for lack of a better term. But a guy like Norman, he can still improve. So if he can tighten up all those things, I think he could be a problem. So to your question, Frank, I think it's too early to tell whether he's in that class. But I guess that the easy answer is to say right now, no, we don't know. You know, he doesn't have those performances that Porter has delivered, or Spence, or even Keith Thurman. So I don't know if he's going to be on that level. Well, what else do you guys think? Who's picking Brian Norman here to win this fight?
Me.
I'll go ahead. I'll pick him.
I have Norman.
It's a big gamble.
Look, put it like this, bro. This might be Devin Haney's karma for what happened in the Ryan Garcia fight when they overturned the loss.
Yeah.
I think that this might be his karma.
All right, that makes sense. I mean, I can definitely see it coming, and I think a lot of you guys are gonna be hoping that Norman lands that one big punch, and it probably makes Haney short himself, like he did in the Garcia fight.
I was pushing for Norman the whole time, right? But as the fight gets closer, and like as you just revealed that $36 million investment, you know, they're gonna help Haney get a decision, and he's gonna find a way to just hold this dude. Hopefully, Norman's strong enough to throw him off in the clinch and to beat his ass on the inside. But I can already see that they want Haney to win this.
I mean, why would you give this guy 36 million? Why? The guy is box office poison. When has he been a star? The Lomachenko pay-per-view didn't do well. I think he did well at the gate against Prograis, but that was at the peak of Devin Haney mania. Even the Ryan Garcia fight apparently wasn't really that successful at the gate, and especially on pay-per-view. So I don't know what the Sheik is thinking. I have to sort of...
P. Diddy. P. Diddy's helping them behind the scenes.
The P. Diddy, I mean, hey, listen, it could be. Now, before we move on here, because we still got a couple of things to talk about in this fight, check this out. This was an interview sorry about that. He did on Not Just Boxing. All right, this is on YouTube. Check out what he has to say about people calling him, Devin Haney that is, a weight bully. Check this out. Listen to this.
More, a lot of people say, weight bully stuff and, this and that, but they don't know that, when you cut in weight, you being a weight bully, you're hurting yourself. You're depleting yourself, and I think that I won't have to do that. Well, I know I won't have to do that this fight, and I'll be more of the better version of Devin Haney that I am in training camp before I have to actually cut.
So, what do you guys think about that? He's saying he's not a weight bully.
You think he was a weight bully, right?
Maybe it's just his nose. Maybe it's just his nose that's weight bullying.
It's just too big. That's what adds the extra weight. I mean, first of all, I'll say this.
Can you really trust somebody that's involved with Victor Conte and Snack?
Well, that's a great question, Miklo. That's a great question. But I got a better one for you. Can you trust the guy who's wearing this hat? Look at this. It's a pink hat, like those people that were protesting Trump a while back.
In the back it says gay, so it's actually gay sex.
Yeah, look, he's got sex on the front.
That's fucking crazy.
What way is the fight happening for the Devin Haney? This guy, Norman Jr., 40 or 47?
47.
Okay, 47. So yeah, like Bezo was saying, but now that he's 47, I wouldn't consider him that much of a weight bully. Maybe a little bit, but a lot of the advantages that he had at 35 are gone. So that kind of also makes him a little bit more beatable compared to when he was fighting at the lower weights, because that weight bully advantage has become a little bit more, a little bit lesser.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. I'll say this about the weight bully thing. I'm just going to reiterate what I've said before. He says he's not a weight bully. And he says that actually his whole argument for that is that, listen, I got to cut weight. That's actually depleting my energy. So it's actually making things worse for me, which then begs the question, then why are you doing it? Are you that good? Is he expecting us to believe that he's that good that, hey, I got to handicap myself. Otherwise, I'd be destroying everybody. Which is obviously, listen, we can only speculate about how much he's being hurt by this weight depletion. All I can look at is, first of all, before I get into the evidence, the hardcore evidence, let's take a look at how he looks in the ring. He looks fresh to me. He doesn't look depleted. Even when he was at lightweight, and he was already weighing 160 pounds back then, we'll get to that, he didn't look all that depleted. Second of all, it's easier to cut the weight when you've got the supplements, if you know what I mean, to help you out. And not only that, when you're young and when you've got 36 hours to rehydrate. Back in the day, people were gaming the system with the 24-hour weigh-in period. Now it's 36. These guys get weighed in the morning, and then they have the ceremonial weigh-in a couple of hours later. So, yeah, it's a little bit easier to do that and to rehydrate. Second of all, like I said, why are they doing it? Is he doing it just for the fun of it? He's dehydrating himself? And second of all, let's take a look at the evidence. When his father was going at it with Mauricio Suleiman on YouTube, and this was in 2021, I want to say, Mauricio Suleiman told him, and this was when Haney was at lightweight. He told him, your son rehydrates up to and over 160 pounds on fight night. And Bill Haney, who usually retorts or corrects people so that he can aggrandize himself, didn't correct Suleiman. And then, of course, we got the other piece of evidence, which is that he weighed, 163? When he fought at 140 against Regis Prograis. So he weighed in at under the limit or at the limit of 140, and then he ends up weighing 163 pounds on fight night. That's 23 pounds above. So when people always say, well, everybody cuts weight. Yeah, does everybody cut weight over 20 pounds? I don't think Lomachenko does that. I don't think Prograis does that. Now, the other thing is, then this is the most damning piece of evidence. Shout out to the Exodus files for exposing this. How many times did he tell opponents? And he told this to Kambosos, he told this to Lomachenko, he told this to Prograis, he told this to Ramirez, and apparently he just told this a couple of months ago to Brian Norman. You're too small. You're too small. If people don't believe us, check out the Exodus files. Or maybe if we got time, we can play the clip here. So why is he saying that if he's not gaming the system? In other words, what I'm saying is he's gaming the system by coming in heavier than his opponent. He's doing that for an advantage. And whether it works or not, he certainly believes it works. And that's what bullies do. Bullies think that they're untouchable and that they're the shit. That's why they pick on smaller guys. So yeah, weight bully seems to apply here. Sorry, Bucho, go ahead.
He says, that he was hurting himself by making those weights, the weight division. But at the same time, like you're saying, he's telling all these boxers that he fought, you're too small, you're too small. So he knows he has an advantage. Now he's playing the victim like, well, no, it wasn't really an advantage. It was the opposite. It was the complete opposite. I was suffering, No, he wasn't. That's why he was telling these guys, you're too fucking small. And by the way, did you see these pictures now of Haney? He looks ripped. Now he looks fucking strong. Like what the fuck? How was this guy a fucking lightweight?
It's insane. It really is insane.
Well, I don't know. He's great genetics. That's what I said. I posted a picture on the community section of the BDA channel. I said great genetics, amazing genetics.
Right. And by the way, for anybody that thinks, weight bullying doesn't really work, tell that to Joey Gamache. When he took on Arturo Gatti back in 2000, and Gatti came in weighing as a middle-weight, whereas Gamache just rehydrated up to about between 10 pounds or less. And
how many pounds did Gatti weighed in the day of the fight? He put on 20 pounds, right?
He was a middleweight. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was a middleweight.
It was a middleweight. So he was supposed the fight against Joey Gamache was 140. The guy weighed in the day of the fight at 160. But nowadays it's normal to put on 20 pounds. But back then he wasn't. Remember that? It was the whole deal. It was a big fucking deal.
With the advances now, with the, like I said, the special supplements, these guys can do that. That's the new grift. I've been saying it for a while now. These guys now boil down to stay at a lower weight. And by the time that way they can move up to 3-4 weight divisions, and people look at all the divisions he's fought in. Yeah, because he's hiding down in a weight that he shouldn't be at in the first place.
Yeah, one thing you see, I noticed.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say real quick. One thing I noticed a lot of times when these prospects come in, they fight at tweener weights. If you notice that, they'll be at 138 or 155, and then they'll gradually, when they start getting that, that pay, and they can afford better things, they go down. They start moving down. Have you guys picked up on that?
A little bit, yeah. Now that you mention it.
Didn't Earl Spence do that? Like he came in, he would fight at like 150 something until as his body could start to squeeze down but still hold the muscle.
Right. I mean, I got it. Like Bucho said, he was being facetious, but I do think genetics do play a part in that because again, people say that. Well, I remember somebody. I know, but I remember somebody was saying, "Well, Lomachenko can rehydrate 20 pounds too." No, he can't. He's a. I mean, let me show you the. If I have him here, the pictures. I don't think I got the Lomachenko one.
Loma literally walks around like 140 pounds.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, look against Kambosos. Look against Kambosos just recently fought at 140. Meanwhile, look at fucking Devin Haney in there. This is for the first fight, I believe. Yeah, it's the first fight. June the 10th. Look at that.
This is the thing with Haney. Like, we can say that right now at 27, he reached his peak man's strength. But at the same time, he's not the complete package, in the sense that he's already been beat up. So he's kind of damaged goods. Yes, he's strong. He used to use the weight bullying to be able to defend himself, clinch and at the infighting, like you guys were mentioning. But one thing he lacks is punching power because he doesn't have the ability to link his punches with the rest of his body. You know, he's just basically throwing arm shots. Yeah, he's quick. He throws power with his arm, but he doesn't connect the rest of his body when he throws.
He's a shoe shiner.
He's a shoe shiner. Yeah,
yeah,
so
he's shoe shiner.
He can have size what he wants. He can have all sizes he wants. At 47, he doesn't have the advantages that he had at 35 size-wise. And also, he's damaged goods. So he's not the complete package when he's facing like other young fighters. For example, in Norman Jr., who already beat an undefeated fighter, and Santillan, who's coming in here brimming with confidence. So that's why I give him a chance.
Interesting. Let me tell you, I'm very curious about this fight. I am intrigued, but also it has a high potential to be a snooze fest. That's what worries me. Anything else about this fight, guys?
Yeah,
Anything else?
I'm gonna get food during this.
I would
get food.
I would say I would bet Haney though. If he's the underdog and we're talking how we're talking, I think there's some good money to be made on a Devin Haney parlay.
Wait, he's the underdog?
Yeah.
Is that
he's
official?
the underdog for the
interesting.
Yeah, you can get him an underdog right now.
Well, first of all, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch this fight at La Taqueria on Saturday. Hopefully I can. At least maybe just be there and listen. But if you guys, Sobers, he can hear me now. But if anybody can relay the message to Sobers, get a clinch count going. I'm going to start it myself. We need to get the clinch count back because if Norman is smart, he should put pressure. But you know what's interesting about that? That Jose Ramirez was actually putting good pressure on Haney. It's just he couldn't pull the trigger at the end. You know, that's the last step. One thing is to cut the ring off, get close to your opponent. The next step is to, boom, open up on that trigger. He couldn't do that.
I call him Cokehead Ramirez.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'm not saying he was that, but what I'm saying is he couldn't pull the trigger, also because of the clinching from Devin Haney, the dipping below the waist. So I hope we don't see this from Brian Norman Jr. I hope we don't see him getting overconfident, going in there thinking, "Oh, I'm physically stronger than this guy. I'm going to be able to maul him on the inside. I hit too hard," and then next thing you know, Haney's pumping him with the jab, and every time he tries to get in, Haney smothers him, and it not only frustrates him more and more, and the more he gets frustrated, the more careless he gets, he runs into more clinches, and it turns into a vicious circle. That's what worries me.
Norman has to work the body if he wants to win. That's what Loma did to win. He has to work the body.
Absolutely. I just don't know.
When he goes in for a clinch, hit him with a body jab. No, body jab, sorry, body hook. Just like Loma was doing, and you'll eventually win, because he won't want to clinch anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just one thing on Norman.
Is Brian Norman considered is he like a weight bully, or is he fighting at his actual weight?
No, he's not a weight bully. He's not.
He's the same height as Conor Benn.
Well, he was bragging about it, kind of low key. This on an interview, he was bragging about his dimensions and how like Floyd's some extreme reach, and how he can move up. He sees himself going up to fight Canelo.
Brian Norman?
Yeah. I posted it in the Discord. Go look it up. Yeah. He low key. It was a low key brag about him being a bully.
Yeah, well, see that's the advantage of having crack baby genetics, bro. It's you're always gonna be able to cut more weight than other races, you know.
I don't know.
That's the downside, and the way that you can fix that, honestly, is just implementing the 10-pound rehydration rule, like the IPF, bro, for every sanctioning body.
You know what I just realized, by the way, Miklo, and that's an interesting point, because I was revisiting the Schofield-Stevenson fight that never happened, you know, that fell through. And what's his name? Schofield Sr. said that the WBC was going to saddle them with a 10-pound dehydration clause. And he said, it's interesting, they didn't do this for Devin Haney, but they're doing it to us. But that's okay. We're going to get through it. And I'm thinking, whoa, I don't know if that's true or not. I couldn't verify that through any other source other than the man himself. But yeah, man, I mean, maybe some of these people should start, I don't know how I feel about dehydration clauses. I think just maybe we should just, to eliminate all that, we should just move back to same-day wins. But that's all we've got for this.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's true.
But just
so
on
yeah.
on the what, can I just finish my point, BDA, about
Oh,
Norman?
my bad, Frank.
Oh no, it's okay.
No,
About
fuck him
the
up,
actual
man.
matchup, Norman, he's saying knockout, but one thing I seen and I hate it is when that could be psychological, and he goes in psychological, but he really goes in and try to outbox Haney, which would be stupid. We've
yeah.
seen that before. I'm gonna kick your ass, and then he goes in and tries to outbox Haney, like out be the smartest guy in the room, Or maybe he really goes for the knockout and he plays into the trap, just getting grabbed. It'll be easier if he's winging punches.
Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, that's a possibility right there, man. That's for sure. I mean, again, Brian Norman Jr. is very inexperienced against guys. I know Devin Haney. Everybody makes fun of him for being a cock. His father being a loudmouth, shitting his pants against Ryan Garcia. But the guy can box when he wants to, and on top of that, he can mix that up with, like I said, stalling, frustrating his opponents with the clinching, and dipping below the waist. So I don't know if Brian Norman Jr. is equipped to handle that, but we'll see. We definitely will see. The other fight on the docket, and this might steal the show, that's for sure. Jesse Bam Rodriguez taking on Fernando Daniel Martinez El Pumita. Both guys undefeated. Ring Magazine belongs to Jesse Bam Rodriguez. He's going to defend it, but there's also a whole bunch of other paper titles on the line. So there's a lot of hardware on the line here. How do you guys see this fight going? Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Martinez.
Upset alert.
Oh,
Pumita wins.
What?
Oh.
Are you Argentinian?
Being a little biased, bro, because the whole Argentina, Italy.
No, I hate Argentinians. I actually been there. It's nice, but I hate them. No, I'm not being biased here. I just think that Bam's getting overconfident and he's looking ahead already. Because every time I've seen him talk, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna maybe Inoue's next, maybe Junto." You don't.
Yeah,
These Argentinians come to fight, man.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, when Bam Rodriguez fought like the older generation of great fighters, yeah, he beat those guys convincingly, and you can say, okay, yeah, Bam's good. But those guys were past their prime. When he fought two contenders, I think, and some Mexican guys, I forget their names, but anyways, Chicharito something, and the other one, close to his name too.
It was two Gonzalez's. It was Israel Gonzalez and Chicharito Gonzalez.
Yeah, he caught some licks in those.
Oh, and Cuadras two-way, but Cuadras was already like 30-something, no?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Puma Martinez is a spring chicken, but I do remember I saw him fight a Filipino dude like 2-3 years ago. And I thought to myself, man, this guy, he fucking looks possessed in the ring like Edwin Valero. He's got heart. Pumita's got heart. So if he goes in there, like with that type of attitude, like take no prisoners, I'm not that never say no or fucking lay down. He goes in there and fights his heart out. He could put him in that position that those other two, because the other guys, the legends, they were probably shop worn. They were probably, I'm just gonna come here and get a paycheck. But if Pumita goes in there to win, hey, who knows, man? But I will say this about Bam. He's very technically gifted. So I do give him the edge.
Yeah, listen, Chicharito Gonzalez and Israel Gonzalez, they gave Bam a very tough fight. However, those guys are tall, long-range guys. Gonzalez, Israel Gonzalez, he went the distance against Chocolatito, gave him a very tough fight. He managed to keep him at the end of his shots, and he did the same thing against Bam. And Chicharito Gonzalez, different proposition. He's a mover, just continually moved, and he actually fractured Bam's jaw. Pumita's going to be right in front of him. And not for nothing, but I think this might actually play into Bam's hands at the end of the day. Not that it's going to be easy for as long as it goes, but when you've got a power-punching boxer-puncher like Bam, and you got a full-on slugger like Martinez, who doesn't crack as hard as a boxer-puncher, usually the boxer-puncher has an advantage, unless his stamina can't keep up. But so far, Bam's stamina has shown us that he can stand up to the test. I mean, he took on Cesar Laquetza Rongvisai, who is another, he's a fellow southpaw, very strong puncher, and Bam took him out. Now, granted, Sarang Visai had been out for a year, I believe, and I think he was 40, but still, at 40 years old, he's still better than most other guys. So it will be interesting to see how Bam handles a fresher guy in Martinez. But then again, Martinez is 34, so he's like Gonzalo said, he's not that fresh. And also, I didn't like how Martinez looked in the Yoka rematch. Usually his stamina is his best attribute, but against Yoka in the rematch, he seemed to slow down a little bit and ended up getting caught and dropped. And Yoka, yeah, he can crack, but I think Bam is a bigger puncher than Yoka. And so I do wonder how this is going to look. But Martinez is going to come to fight. If Bam doesn't take him out early, he's going to have to work to get that stoppage.
Look,
go ahead.
Just real quick, like BDA, I have to admit, bro, like honestly, me personally, I really, really not hate, but I just don't like Bam, especially Robert's son, Pito Garcia. They come off as like assholes, you know?
What do you
like,
mean?
And Bam is denying his Mexican roots. You know, he's saying that he's an Anglo-Saxon, shit like that. So I'm trying not to be too emotionally invested, right?
Oh, the hood don't claim him no more.
One thing I must admit, though, bro. Look, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, unbiased. I think Bam is the best pound for pound fighter, bro, in the world.
I mean, hey, if
I'm gonna keep it 100, bro.
Miklo, he said that if Hitler was around, he would be Hitler's top guy. He said that.
No, I know. But I saw this him and Robert's son, Vito Garcia. Fuck, bro, they just rubbed me the wrong way.
I saw this on ESPN Spanish. They did post this, or somebody, something, I don't know if it was ESPN. It was in Spanish, and apparently they asked Robert Garcia if they saw this as a Mexican-Argentinian rivalry or something like that, because Mexico has been losing to Argentina in football for like forever, and so they wanted to ask him if you see this as a rivalry or something, and Robert Garcia said, "Well, he grew up in the U.S. and his family's." Grew up in Texas. Now it's like he's some sort of Texan. But I don't know why the way he answered it like you could interpret it as he's denying his Mexican heritage.
Well, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see then if he shows up with the sombrero and the banda music or the mariachis.
Well, he never does that, but he won't do it.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
New nickname for Bam, El Nopalito.
To be honest, I don't really give a shit. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, why? I mean, if he wants to,
well, by the way, this is a big fight in Argentina. I think this is because Martinez. Again, they're used to having soccer stars, aka football stars, all the time. So when a boxer comes along that's world class over there in Argentina, they go, "Hey, check, we got Martinez." But it's interesting to see how big this fight is, especially if he can pull it off. But to Miklo's point about Bam being number one pound for pound, hey, listen. He beats this dude. This is the last dude standing at super flyweight. If he beats him, I would actually Bivol, according to Ring Magazine, they've got Bivol rated number 5, I believe. Let me just pull it up, pound for pound. I think you could make an argument if Bam wins, especially if how he wins this fight, which again is for all the marbles at 115. I think it wouldn't be so crazy to put him above Bivol. What do you guys think?
I can see it. This is a big fight for the lineal title.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is for the Ring Magazine belt, so it would make him the best in his division.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, they got him.
And he did it before, didn't he, with Sonny Edwards?
Yeah, well, yeah. That was I forget. That wasn't for the Ring Magazine. I think against.
And not only that, bro. He's been stopping guys in spectacular fashion, bro. You could say that, Like he's been putting guys away.
I mean, if he beats Martinez and does it in outstanding fashion, I think because look, Bivol beat Beterbiev, who to me is one of the most dangerous guys out there and one of the most dominant guys out there. Both Bivol and Beterbiev are that way. But one could make the argument that since they've lost to each other, they could be demoted, especially with Rodriguez. He's fought Estrada, Cuadras, Sorong Visay, Sonny Edwards, even the last guy, Cafu, that was a top contender. I mean, and then now if he beats this dude who's undefeated and who's, even though his power isn't as good as Rodriguez's, he's still a tenacious guy. I mean, he almost killed Jerwin Ancajas in the rematch just beat the guy up, and that's another southpaw, by the way. So who knows how he's gonna do against a southpaw too. But I don't think it would be that crazy to put in number 4 pound for pound. Again, it depends on how he does it. I suppose. But yeah, that's the Bam Rodriguez fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this fight should steal the night. Of all the headliners, there's bound to be one upset. I think that upset will be the Haney one, but yeah, Bam should steal the show. This guy's tailor-made for him. He comes and he swings for the fences. I mean, that's right up Rodriguez's alley. So it should be a home run for him.
It should be. And the thing I like about Bam is he doesn't run. I think he could if he wanted to. Again, I've never really seen him do it. But we'll see what happens because he's not a runner. So is he gonna stand there and trade, or is he even gonna try to back Pumita up? Because if he starts backing Pumita up, it's over for El Pumita. That's all I'll say about that. Also, we've got the other fight is Abdullah Mason taking on Sam Noakes, 2 undefeated guys. Again, a lot is being made about Noakes, about how, he sparred with Shakur Stevenson, so they're making a big deal out of that. I'm not that familiar with Sam Noakes. So what do you guys, have any of you seen him, a lot of his fights? And if so, does he have a shot here?
I think there's going to be on this card, and it's either going to be the Pumita one or this fight. I'm feeling an upset. I think Sam Noakes can do it because I've actually seen him IRL spar. He's very good.
Okay, you've seen him spar, but what about his fights? The fights themselves?
Yeah.
I mean, in the fights, he shows just about the same quality. Yeah, he is a very technically gifted person, and that's very good.
It seems like
it's a long way.
Yeah, Noakes is. Hold on, let me just check. I want to see he's 28. He's got less professional fights than Mason. I don't know about his amateur record. Again, I don't know. I've never really seen much of this dude before. And in terms of opposition, Ryan Walsh, Ivan Mendy, those are the two only the two names that I reckon. And Mendy has been past it for a while now. He was solid back in the day, but now. So yeah, I guess I have to watch those fights. See what we got going there. But
interesting enough. Oh no, the Mason is not as heavy as a favorite as I think he should be. I mean, because they're calling this guy a generational talent. He's the next Crawford in their books. He's the chosen one. Forget Stank, forget Hanky, forget Shakira. This guy is who they're gonna throw all their chips in.
Because at least he's entertaining.
And just go ahead.
At least he's entertaining, is what I'm saying.
For now, because we've seen it get clipped. I mean, that's the thing, right? For now. Let's see him against a.
Well, let's see if he doesn't shit the bed like those other guys that you named. Frank.
That's true.
Clarify for me.
No, like you said, like Shakur was supposed to be like the next Messiah.
Yeah.
Somebody like Shakur.
He still is kind of, but yeah.
Or those guys, but they pretty much shit the bed. So let's see if Abdullah doesn't shit the bed himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's been, and the best comparison that I can make to where if he does, like you said, shit the bed in one form or another, is that maybe he doesn't reach his full potential. He could end up being like, Jesus Christ, what's that dude from?
Hey, you gotta stop. Hold on. You gotta stop taking the Lord's name in vain, man. I mean, come on. I know it's early in the morning over there, but come on. It's all right.
Costa Sul, what's that dude that got dropped by Costa?
Guys, come on.
That guy that got Zab Judah?
Zab Judah. He's got the speed and power. Zab Judah didn't reach his full potential. He could have done better for himself. We'll see what happens with Abdullah Mason.
Yeah, Zab Judah. That's true.
He's been dropped.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. That's the thing, though. Some people are giving him a chance. Noakes, that is. Some people are giving Noakes a chance because of the fact that what's his name? Abdullah Mason has been dropped before. And now, again, that's a pretty flimsy thing to base your prediction on, because I don't even know if Noakes can crack that much. Vessel, you've seen him fight more. How good is his punch power?
I'm gonna give him a chance because I know he has actually done very, very well. I know it's just sparring, but sparring does transfer sometimes. He's done very well with some really good, top dogs. Really, he has.
Ooh, dogs.
He gave Shakur some troubles, man. This guy's good.
Yeah, but I mean, how good is? I mean, Shakur Stevenson's the guy who calls out times out during sparring, so I don't know much. I don't know what that says about.
That is true.
I mean, yeah, but I get your point, though. I get your point.
So he's not a bum, obviously.
Yeah, he's not a bum. He's not a bum.
Yeah.
It's a step up, that's for sure.
Okay. I think we all agree it's a step up. I mean, that's from what the consensus is that. So,
well,
we'll see.
Speaking of,
is the real deal or not?
Yeah, speaking of this card again, there's a big. I'm still unsure about the time. I mean, I'm going with what Butch is telling me that it's going to be late at night, but hopefully it's earlier in the evening. But they're putting in a lot of money on these Riyadh season cards, and I'm not quite sure why they have Haney then with a 3-fight deal. Because if they really want to make money off of this, and they want to start making money off of this at some point, right? With the pay-per-views and all that, that's really not going to happen when you've got Devin Haney on. And now I don't know what's going on, but I think it was Sargent who put this up first. Check out the poster for the fight. And this is, I'm not kidding, this is off their Instagram page. Night of Champions. And they got a whole bunch of belts photoshopped there. And then on top of that, they got the faces of the boxers plastered on these standard bodies there. What's going on with this picture, guys?
Well, it tells you which corner is supposed to be the home team corner, the red or the blue?
I think it's blue.
The blue is the guy.
Right.
Yeah, red's challenger.
Okay. Then that's the blue corner.
I thought he was
I said this before.
It's almost like
in it, like a V. There's a V for vagina.
Right.
I thought it was like the cover. I thought it was the cover of like a Harry Potter.
Yeah, it kind of does, huh? Like one of those fantasy books you find on Walmart.
It's giving me
it kind of looks like three
Last Supper type of vibe. But
yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
Lesbians.
Who's Jesus?
Yeah.
Who's gonna take it?
Well, they're making it seem like Bam is in the middle, right? Like he's portrayed as the next one in line, like the next big star or something like that.
I mean, his fight could be the main event. I mean, because Benavidez Yarde, that's expected to be a one-sided fight. Haney versus Norman, that could be a boring affair. Whereas with Bam and Pumita, at least if it's a one-sided thing, you're going to see a knockout.
They're trying to tell us something.
Yeah, because if David doesn't knock out Yarde or at least stop him, he pretty much shit the bed himself,
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Devin Haney. If he gets upset by Norman, he shit the bed himself right there. So,
I mean, if we look at this in esoteric nature, who's on the left? The left-hand side, remember that? That's always the lead.
Oh, that's Haney, bro. Well, technically, yeah, Devin Haney's on Bam's left side, so he's like Judas, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say that Judas Iscariot, man.
Yeah. No, of course. That fits very well.
There you go.
This was.
Is that a Mexican Jesus?
Yeah, that was Divino Espinosa. He had that in the back of his robe.
Oh yeah,
I thought that was interesting, bro. I was like, oh shit, looks
he's
pretty cool.
He's trying to tell us something. But in regards to
I was just saying, David Benavidez on the right is looking like a goon. It looks like.
Yeah, that's Peter, fool. That's
Peter.
What you can tell they do is because when people do professional work for Photoshop and posters and all that, they've got access to templates. I think maybe if you pay for a certain amount of money, they give you templates. Because I've seen this before, and check this out. This is from movie posters for 3 different movies. One is Shot Caller, which is, I think it's based off of Miklo's life. So you see, they put that, they just they took the guy's face, the guy from Game of Thrones, and they just plastered it on the body and they added tattoos. Then for Snitch, they put Dwayne Johnson's face there and they darkened the skin. And then Dozer, which I don't even know if this is a real movie. I don't know if this is somebody made a meme out of this.
Yeah, that's Tyson Fury's life story.
Dozer or Snitch?
Wait, that was
Dozer. You know how he says Dozer?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's kind of good.
Yeah, but I mean, that was so. That's what this reminds me of with the Night of Champions. They just plastered the faces because look at Benavidez' face. He doesn't even look like it fits with the body. It's almost like the head is too big for the body.
Yeah, that body's too slim. No,
it's like a midget body. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were thinking. Somebody in the Discord when we posted this yesterday said that, "Can you believe someone got paid for this?" Yeah, I mean. It's amazing.
What do you think? What they made Grok do it? They made Grok do it.
Yeah, maybe, huh? Maybe.
Yep. AI, yeah.
Turkey has premium Grok.
Now, this is what if Bam knocks out Martinez. I think this is what Martinez is gonna see. Look at this. He's gonna see Devil Bam. Look at that. Hey, maybe Bam is the Antichrist. He's turning on his people and all that, and he's gaining success. Look at that. That's the devil right there, man. El Diablo. But yeah, that's all we've got there for this fight. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I know for a fact La Taqueria or Pancake Store, I don't know what he's calling it now, but over at Sobers is going to be jam-packed. So people should make their way over there.
Hey, Sobers, what time? I have two questions, Sobers. What time does the taqueria open up, and are you going to have tacos de tripa this time?
Oh.
Yeah. It's open all day, bro. It's a taqueria in the daytime, and it's a discotheque at night. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. Nice.
They open up the floor, yeah. Crazy. All right, but listen, it's going to be a good event. It's going to be a good event. And now, what else do we got here? I'm looking through my list of things here. I think this is all we've got here for this fight. If I remember what else I had, I'll bring it up later. Oh, no, yeah. Hold on. This, speaking of bad posters, check this out. Ah, fuck, that's not it. Hold on. That looks like, I don't know. That's like if you wake up at 3 in the morning and you see that could be a problem right there. But this is based off of, I think it was Washington in the chat. Yeah, it was Washington, I think, in the Discord. This is from an actual movie. Check this out. This is from a Vince Vaughn movie with Paul Giamatti, and it's called Fred Claus. Look at it. This has got to be one of the worst posters I've ever seen. They just took Vince Vaughn's face and put a door over him. But and then Washington came up with this photo right here. The boxing Saudi. Yeah. That's
for real.
That's creepy, bro. That's creepy.
I mean, did you see the video? Fuck, I should have downloaded it. It's after the Conor Benn Eubank fight, or maybe before. I don't know when it was, but they're backstage, and the Turkey Al-Sheikh is walking through the corridor, and Hearn is there. So the Sheikh sees him, shakes his hand, starts trying to pull Hearn alongside with him, and Hearn then pretends like, oh shit, I gotta go over there. And he let his hands go. He didn't want to walk holding hands with Al-Sheikh, and I think he sort of escaped. He had an out. He says, oh shit, no, I gotta go. How would you guys escape the dreaded Turkey Al-Sheikh hand of shame?
I'm sure he has a powerful grip.
But I gotta take a shit. I'll be right back.
Don't you just sneeze in your hand?
I'll go with you. I'll go with you, my brother. No.
I'll go with you. I'll go with you, my brother. No, you know what I would do? I would smear bacon grease all over my hand, and he would detect that, and he would say, "Oh no, and that's not halal or whatever." So hey,
smell unclean, brother.
I have a black dog I have right out next to me. I'm like, I'm gonna go see my black dog.
Well, what's that about? They got something against black dogs?
Yeah, they can't. No, they can't. It's haram. You can't touch a black dog.
No, you're kidding me. I never heard of that.
I don't think you can touch
any. You bet on it?
No, I'm just saying I'd never heard of that. That's insane to me.
No, really? You never? That is haram.
It's unbelievable. Well, I mean, there is something to be said about the black dog. Even in Celtic cultures or around England and all that, the black dog represents something out of hell or the devil, something interdimensional. So I don't know why.
Yeah, so most Muslims they hate bacon, they hate dogs, and they hate women
and freedom.
Yeah, they hate women that are over 18.
Ah, come on! You know what? You guys, we're gonna get sued.
You're all wrong, Miklo. The number's 15, bro.
All right,
15,
you know what?
My bad.
You guys are gonna get kicked out of YouTube. We're gonna get sued.
Sorry. Allegedly.
Shut the fuck up, you little prick.
Oh, Bob Arum is defending me now. Bob Arum. Bucho, do you have the new things? I think you had something to say about Jake Paul.
About what? I was Fury. I have more stuff here.
Fury.
So they asked John Fury about the AJ fight, the AJ Jake Paul fight. Obviously, he says, "AJ, please don't take a dive. Don't do it. Don't take a dive."
Why not?
And then he's like, "AJ can KO him with his dick." He said, and then he says,
"Wow."
If he goes any, I don't know what I don't know. If he goes any other way, it's fixed. I agree with everything. I agree with everything he said.
Wait a minute. Did he say that in the
clip? Did he really say he could KO with his dick?
Yeah, he did say that. It's
hold on. It's so fucking funny, dude.
What's wrong with these guys, bro?
Is that in the clip you sent me?
Yeah, he said it was heavy enough, right?
Yeah, it's in an interview. It's from what's that? The British channel? Shit, I forgot its name.
IFL.
BBC.
IFTV. Yeah.
BBC.
IFL.
Oh man, so he's gonna slap him with a dick. I gotta tell you, I don't know what John Fury's on about, man. But Bucho, so that's
video.
not in the, is it in the video you sent me or not?
Oh, I thought you said Bob Arum, bro.
Yo, come on! What the fuck?
Yeah, come on. Why, Bob? Imagine Bob Arum says it. Okay, let me play this clip. See what John Fury has to say.
Bob Arum just says you're gonna lynch that nigga.
Listen to me. Don't take a dive with this Jake Paul, mate. Do not do that. Not for $1 billion, my pal. Don't do it. Don't do as the others have done. Do not take dives. If he fights you, knock him dead as a nit. And good luck with it.
Whoa, dead as a nit. Why is he using the N-word to describe? I mean, I don't know.
That's crazy.
Bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Josh.
How does that work?
He can't, can he?
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. Jake Paul out with his dick. Jake Paul out with his dick. Jake Paul out with his dick.
All right, so we got confirmation he actually said that.
So if it goes any other way,
like father, like son, right? Like father, like son.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's I don't know what's going on, man. But what else we got?
Oh yeah. What else?
He thinks he's gonna dislocate
Hold it
his
together,
jaw and shit.
video.
Was that? All right. Hey, BDA, I also sent you a bunch of pictures that Jake Paul has been posting on X, and it appears as if they are fake tweets because I couldn't find them. So, for example, he posted a tweet from De La Hoya that says, "I got Jake Paul by knockout," and then he posted another one by Nate Diaz says, "I got Jake Paul by knockout." And then I went to Nate Diaz's Twitter account,
Those are
and I
very
didn't.
fake.
Yeah, but why would he? Yeah, it's crazy. And there's even posters that say that like Nick Diaz picks Joshua. Somebody else also picked. So,
he's trolling, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's. Do you think he's shitting his pants right now, thinking about fighting Joe, or is it not a reality?
Oh well,
yet
can you play that Coppinger interview as well? Yeah, I think I sent it to you. He talks about how Netflix probably Yeah,
this is what we were talking about yesterday, right? That maybe the gravy train is over for Jake Paul, and Netflix didn't want to.
Basically, what I'm told is Netflix came in and said, "Look, Jake, we need a legitimate challenger for you now. Here are 3 names: Ryan Garcia, Terrence Crawford, Anthony Joshua. Ryan Garcia unavailable as he tries to close the deal with Mario Barrios. Terrence Crawford, I'm told, said no. So they were left with Anthony Joshua, and Jake Paul's going to make a ton of money, of course. And this is going to be a real heavyweight fight, 8-round fight, 10-ounce gloves, standard. So Jake Paul's biting off a lot here.
Wow. Okay, so they give him an ultimatum, essentially. A 3-way ultimatum.
It makes sense. Doesn't it make sense?
He was going to get sued, no?
Maybe. Maybe. I think they definitely. Why is he taking this fight? I'm telling you, he's gonna quit during the fight.
You're saying he won't go down on his shield?
No, fuck. Are you crazy? What shield? He has no
he'll
shield.
get murdered.
No shield.
Well, maybe he's got a death wish. Maybe he's had enough of the. He's going bald too, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen that meme. People speculate all over the place that he's. That's why he. It's true though. If you look at his
bad CDs.
Oh, that's a great point.
Yeah. Of course, great point.
Yeah, look at Caleb Plant too, bro. Look at his If you notice, even David Benavidez.
Oh, you see, I didn't notice.
Because look at Jake Paul's hair here. Look at his haircut. It's who has a haircut like that? Actually, let's look at the side profile. See how it's all scraggly and it's all towards the front. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Let's analyze this closely. Look at that. See how there's a bunch of it's like spaghetti. That's not actually.
It's like he's the Donald Trump haircut type of thing.
Yeah, a little bit, huh?
I mean, a little bit, not completely, but it's going that way. That's where it's going.
He's trying to salvage it. But look, if I write Jake Paul bald, there's a whole bunch of people who look. see, there's a whole bunch of people who are they scream
the roids.
I mean,
PDs.
Oh yeah, I think it was a Chavez fight. I don't know if it was this one, but they put water on him. See, and let's see if I can see. Okay, come on, look at this.
Yeah.
Maybe the roids are coming back to bite him in the ass. You're right.
You think they might poison AJ or something like that? Like,
I mean,
or try to break his
the
leg.
old
before the
knife
fight?
in the back before the fight.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Did you say that? Like Gladiator. Yeah.
Exactly.
This is what I'm thinking. If you're Jake Paul, this is what I'm thinking. If you're Jake Paul from a boxing from a boxing standpoint of view, what do you see in Joshua that you can exploit in the ring that gives you a little bit of a chance that you're gonna go in there and say, I'm gonna fight this motherfucker? That I have like at least 10% of winning. I don't see it.
You get there's no. I mean, you gotta fight like Usyk. Who can fight like Usyk? Like nobody.
You got to get on your bicycle.
Yeah, and even Usyk was getting hit in the body in the second fight, especially, and he was taking.
Hey,
Some
bro, you
shots.
guys going there like Peter McNeely, bro? No fear. Touch upon that soft ass chin. Hey, bro, it's like go for broke, bro. Kill or be killed.
You know what? That's what I was saying earlier. Go out on your shield, because if he runs, no, listen. No matter what, people are gonna make fun of him. But if he goes in there, like Sober said, like Peter McNeely, and just starts, he gets dropped and he gets right back up and doesn't even wait for the ref to finish the count and tries to get at Joshua like McNeely did, then yeah, he would earn respect from people because, hey, at least look at Charlie Zelenoff. The guy's, I'm not a doctor, I can't diagnose him, but it's pretty much a given that he's got schizoid tendencies, or that he's actually full on schizoid. He went at Deontay Wilder, he went down swinging. He actually caught Wilder with some shots. Wilder actually struggled there for as long as the fight went. So if Jake Paul can do something similar, I'd respect that. At least he went down swinging.
What if Jake Paul? No, of course we'd all respect that, but that I mean, that would be suicidal, of course. What if Jake Paul fakes a body shot or something like De La Hoya against Hopkins?
Then that would guarantee. Listen, people already started saying and analyzing the Mike Tyson fight, and they were saying that it was fake and all that. If he does that against Joshua, but again, people listen. I remember Jim Carrey once said that when the camera's on, I'm a desperate motherfucker. Meaning he will do anything to try to give a good performance or try to make people laugh, whatever. Something similar happens in the ring. When people go in the ring, they turn into desperate motherfuckers. All of a sudden, clinching, running, stalling. Not everybody's built to go on their shield. Like Margarito, for example, against Manny Pacquiao. I was like, fight, Robert Garcia, hey, you want me to stop the fight? And it's like, fuck that. You ain't stopping nothing. Very few people are built like that. And I don't think Jake Paul has that. I mean, has he ever shown it? He ran against an old Mike Tyson.
It's a very short list of people like me, BDA.
There you go, exactly. Or like me.
That's crazy that you say that, BD. Not to switch topics real quick, but the Margarito's pretty much become a meme. He gets credit for nothing in his career, but you just give him credit right now, where probably nobody else ever in the world would probably see him in that light. That's kind of
people are
up.
still stuck on the whole that smear campaign about he had plaster in his raps, which again, show me the evidence that he had plaster. Nobody can do that. But anyway, I don't want to get into the Margarito thing right now. But
yeah, there's evidence of the guy who accused him of it. There's evidence of him getting caught tampering with his fighter's glove.
That's right.
But whatever.
Sister Nassim.
Sister Nassim.
Yeah, and what's his name?
People,
and Cunningham when he fought with Glazvodov or some shit.
I think it was what was the guy's name? Walaj. No, he was a Polish guy. Yeah, it was a cruiserweight Polish guy. But going. Okay, so with the Jake Paul fight, wasn't there something else here? Hold on, let me see if I got something. I think I got more videos here. I think Tyson Fury was trolling, right? When he said, they actually asked Tyson Fury about the fight, and he said, I think it's a 50-50 fight. So he's sort of shitting on Joshua a little bit. But that's the other thing.
He's shitting on Joshua, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the other thing I wanted to bring up is, if Joshua looks bad here, I mean, the reason why a lot of people are saying that he wouldn't be able to take a dive is because Eddie Hearn's been talking about a fight against Fury in February. I talked about that on the last Friday show, on the morning show. So it seems as if he still wants to carry on with his career. He's not going to have a career if he lays down or struggles with Jake Paul. What do you guys think?
If he looks bad, it's fake. If AJ looks bad in this fight, it's fucking fake.
Yeah, it's too weird, man. I don't even think it's happening, to be honest. It's just so weird because look, he picked the real small guy compared to his size, and Tank Davis, and that fight fell through. Now he went from the little guy to the big guy, and the opposite side of the spectrum. I don't know, man. I don't think it's real.
Hey, what if Jake Paul is actually crazy? Like, what if he, with time, whatever mental disease that he
Issues.
has is actually like getting stronger?
Maybe.
And
Well, it's
yeah,
called delusion, right? He's
well,
mad at everyone's calling his fights fake. He might have a chip on his shoulder. He might want to prove something.
right.
He might believe that bullshit that his people tell him that he can fight and he can win a belt or whatever. He
Well,
sees maybe he's seen what happened to Joshua against Dubois and is like, I can land that punch. I can land overhand right.
Yeah, maybe. You know, maybe he thinks I'm ready. I'm ready for. This is my time. I've been waiting for this my whole life since I started boxing. I'm gonna take
Well,
Anthony Joshua.
and another for one, this is why this is weird. Um, he's not actually a heavyweight either. He's on the smaller side. So now you're gonna go in there as an amateur, like a novice, going in there fighting a ex world champion at a weight that doesn't belong to you, something that you never done. Fight an equal fight against somebody your age. Now you're fighting someone that's just bigger than you.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's it's he's got no preparation to take on a guy like Anthony Joshua. And by the way, shout out to Just Brian. Shout out to Just Brian for his contribution with the super chat. He says, "Who do you guys think is a better boxer, Jake Paul or Francis Ngannou?" Well, shout out to you, Just Brian. Thank you for your contribution via the super chat and your question. I'll say Francis Ngannou all day, man. Not only because he's more physically imposing and could actually match Joshua's physicality, but also he had a good fight against Tyson Fury, albeit, yes, he was a fatter than usual, unprepared Tyson Fury, but he was still one of the top 3 heavyweights in the world. When has Jake Paul ever done that against anybody his size, bigger, or whatever? I think it's quite clear that Francis, on top of having more combat experience as well over at MMA, is a better boxer. What do you guys think? Am I crazy here?
He's a better boxer.
No, he's a much better boxer, fighter, you name it, whatever.
Well, there you go.
Human.
Hopefully, very
He's
human.
a better wrestler, most likely,
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I think, yeah. Probably, right? So shout out to Just Brian.
No, but Jake Paul and his brother, they wrestled in school.
Oh, they wrestle each other, or they actually wrestle in high school, right? Yeah.
No, they competed in high school. They weren't terrible.
Well, I wanted to say that Babucho brought up the point: is Jake Paul crazy? Maybe he's got some brain rot going on. And wasn't he part of the Disney crew when he was younger? He was in a Disney show or something.
Maybe it's the MK Ultra programming coming
There
out.
you go. Vessel. He knew what I was about to say. There's a lot of people talk about the Disney connection, that when these people are young and they go to the Disney program, like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and then eventually they get to a point where they humiliation ritual time. Maybe this is the culmination of all of that. They give Jake Paul the riches and the prominence and all that, and then at some point is, you know what? Now it's time for you to lay down and get humiliated. Is this an incoming humiliation ritual?
For somebody, for one of them, it is.
It don't make no sense.
But here's the thing I was going to say about Jakey Paul is he's already won. He's an entertainer. He's already won. Mm-hmm. And when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, as much as we shit on these guys, the real fighters have to work their way up. That's just a fact, right? Like, even if whoever, Alexander Usyk or Benavidez or whoever the title is, right, and they give a shot to the challenger, those guys have spent their entire life in the sport still. And this guy has somehow just miraculously, I mean, we know why, but jumped ahead of everybody. I mean, any one of us would do the same thing that Jake Paul was doing.
Well,
this is the feeling that I get. Sorry, Rudy. I was just saying. Leading
I
up
would have
to
knocked out Mike Tyson, though. I would have showed no mercy.
Leading up to the fights that he's had in the past against Julio Cesar Chavez and like these middleweights, he sparred probably guys around Chavez's size, maybe smaller because of his prior fights. Now he's prepping to fight Anthony Joshua. He's gonna be sparring heavyweights. I think before the fight, he's gonna go in there and get some sparring and he's gonna feel what it is to be hit by a guy that size, and he's gonna fucking cancel the fight. If not, he's probably gonna get hurt in sparring because he's not that big. He's floating around 200 pounds. Anthony Joshua's like 230, 240. So once he feels that power in sparring, something's gonna happen. Fight's gonna get canceled or he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Look, I mean, Jake Paul is he's getting a lot of money for this. He might be cashing out. You know, it's crazy to think it, but he looked at the Tank Davis fight, and they probably thought, oh yeah, this is gonna make money. I mean, as far as Tank Davis goes, in terms of boxing or other boxers, he's actually more famous than them. Meanwhile, me, Jake Paul, I'm mainstream, blah blah blah. It's gonna do money, no doubt about it. But I think that people had enough of his shtick, especially fighting a midget like Tank Davis. And like Bucho was saying in the last show, what's the alternative? Now, let's say he fights a real contender, a cruiserweight contender. That's not going to make any money. His fans don't know who these guys are. Even if he fights Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez or Opetaya, the fans are going to go, the Jake Paul fans are going to go, who the fuck is this guy? They would try to advertise it as a legit world championship
fight. And he would lose, right?
Exactly.
So if he fights a professional boxer, he loses. So then like, okay, if I'm going to lose, then why not lose to a guy like Joshua that's going to give me a lot of money, right? He loses to Zurdo Ramirez and it's over. And yeah, sure, you made some money, but why not lose to AJ?
Exactly. And then
a guy that's much bigger. You know, he doesn't even have a chance. So, when it comes to the conclusion, it's going to be something everybody expected.
I mean, but there you go. It doesn't mean that he's never really taken boxing seriously, or he wants to kind of have it. Like, I know BD hates cliches, but he wants to have his cake and eat it too. Like, never mind the popularity. If you're really seeking to like do something in boxing where you're gonna give yourself a champion side of the ring, then fight Zurdo Ramirez and maybe win something where you're gonna get credit and lauded amongst the boxing world. Never mind the mainstream media and the YouTubers. I still think he loses to Zurdo, but I'm saying,
yeah, of course. There is no way he beats Zurdo Ramirez, and there's no way he beats AJ. So why not go for the AJ loss? Go for the AJ loss, get a bunch of money, and people are going to tune in now because he's like, okay, he's fighting that guy that's 6'6", 200 something pounds, 2-time heavyweight champion. So yeah, lose to that guy. Why lose to Ramirez? He's going to make less money, and he's going to lose anyways.
And I haven't heard anything about drug testing. Are they talking about drug testing, or they're kind of just ignoring that?
I mean, if you're AJ, you don't give a fuck, right?
I mean, it's not like
what if Jake Paul shows up looking like Ngannou? Like, oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's already preparing. He's already in a cycle. So fuck it. Let's just catch this guy sleeping.
He's a hit up Memo Heredia.
What about this scenario? Have you thought about this, Bucho? Maybe in a weird way, they're thinking, oh, this motherfucker shot. Joshua's shot because he got knocked out by Daniel Dubois. That'd be a mistake, in my opinion.
I mean, to underestimate Jake Paul is a mistake.
No, to underestimate Anthony Joshua, suggesting that Anthony Joshua shot.
Okay. No. Well, I think that's what Jake Paul alluded to. That he sees weaknesses in AJ. I guess he looked at the Dubois fight and the Usyk fight, and he's like, oh well, I see some weaknesses. I'm gonna be able to exploit them. Problem is, this guy is not a professional boxer. He's not at the level of Dubois. He's not. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. What Gonzalo said about, do they expect Joshua to be compromised in some way? Because again, he hasn't fought in over a year. And the last time we saw him, he was getting plastered by Daniel Dubois. And I said, maybe they know something that the rest of us don't. Again, it's quite common in boxing. It doesn't make it right, but it happens, which is that people have spies in the camp. Like, remember Tank Davis with the Mongolian mole in Ryan Garcia's camp. So maybe they know something about Joshua. Maybe he's been looking like shit. I don't know. Somebody posted this picture of Joshua. And I don't know when it's from. So it could be Photoshop too, right? So who knows? So take it with a grain of salt. But apparently this is how Anthony Joshua's looking. So there might be something to what people are saying about Joshua not looking well. Look at that. That's how he's been looking so far. No, I'm kidding. Obviously that's not that was Photoshop. But this is the one somebody posted on the Discord. This is the one somebody posted on the Discord. Supposedly this again, he's stretching his arms backward. I mean, I don't know what to make of this. Or it could be Photoshop, or who knows when it's from as well.
What
Who took the picture? Turkey?
Yeah, he went and then he grabbed he went to grab onto something else. If you know what I mean, I'm not talking about
Yeah.
that.
Rather open your leg. Yes.
Jeez, Luis.
Leg open. Yes.
What could what could be debilitating AJ or hindering him or whatever, handicapping him to the point where it allows Jake Paul to win the fight?
Injury,
Sickle
maybe.
cell.
Ah, come on. No, it could be an injury. It could be an injury. Could be his shot.
An injury, like an injury to what? Give me an example of what he.
Maybe his knees are shot. One of his knees or both knees are shot. Maybe.
Even then, what can Jake Paul do?
Well, I mean, listen. Jake Paul has the hand of God. Remember that? He's got the big right hand.
No way. No, he could hurt Chavez Jr. Yeah. But yeah, some people believe that. He has that. He has power. He really doesn't. To the point where, okay, he knocked out that guy. I don't know who the fuck he was, some UFC guy, right?
Yeah, Woodley.
Yeah, but he couldn't knock out Chavez Jr. Why? Because he's a professional boxer with a chin.
I mean, he was scared to death of Mike Tyson. 60-year-old Mike Tyson, with crippled up Mike Tyson, who'd been drugged up for between 1995 and 2005. He was on a coke bench. Then he was inactive. Then he got crippled. So 60-year-old crippled, drugged up Tyson, inactive Tyson, and he ran from the guy. I mean, come on. So how do you think he's going to
That's sedated Tyson, right?
A sedated Tyson, yeah.
He was right. He got on his kid's skateboard and he fell on his hip and he had like hip surgery. So everything is in the hips when it comes to Mike Tyson. Well, not just in him. When you throw punches, plus 60-year-old.
Exactly. So, I mean, yeah, this whole notion of him. I mean, yeah, like Bucho's making a great point. Is what is Jake Paul thinking? And maybe that's a selling point. He's gonna be crazy. Oh, watch out! He's gonna bite AJ in the dick or something. I don't know. Now, interestingly enough, too. Oh, before we continue, shout out to Sanctuary Seeks. Shout out to Sanctuary Seeks, Seeking Sanctuary. He says, BDA, I'm dropping the kid a super chat. Well, shout out to you, Sanctuary. Thank you for your contribution, and I really appreciate it. Did I miss something?
You know who that is?
Is that US dollars?
That's the Slugger Sam.
Oh, okay, yeah. The Seeker. Shout out to Slugger Sam. Yeah, he's got.
Yeah, we were joking about earlier on my stream about how people like to e-bag or whatever. They'll say little slick things to try to get you to donate.
Oh,
and,
okay, yeah.
We were talking about Johnny Boy, and he'd be say something like, "Drop the kid a super chat."
Yeah,
drop
I remember
the kid
that.
a cash app. We
actually started doing the same joke when we were telling people we're gonna end the show if we leave. But then people can, there's a danger that people miss the joke and think you're being serious, so we stopped doing it. But the interesting thing is, Slugger Sam now, he's the seeker. He's seeking faith, and he's got a Jesus photo and everything now. So that's his new that's his new character now.
Maybe he'll find his way to the path of the Crimson Cross. Who knows?
Well, I mean, you gotta go through a whole bunch of things to even get a look at the true path of the Crimson Cross. But hey, listen, maybe you also gotta sacrifice a couple of things, a couple of body parts. Yeah, you gotta dream big. Now, what I wanted to say was, according to some information that Bucho sent me here, and like Chris Mannix said, or excuse me, Coppinger said, they'd offered a fight to Crawford, right? But apparently, Jake Paul now claims that they also offered a fight to Tommy Fury. This is what Jake Paul had to say. I don't know. I don't know if this is a true. Bucho, is this a real tweet or? Because you don't know anymore.
It's real.
Okay, so Jake Paul had this to say. He said, "Respect due to all the fighters that said yes. We had to put all options on the table and make a decision. Guess who didn't say yes, even for 15 mil? Bitch made you and your father are, who controls everything you do. You are not a man. You are a boy. Daddy's little boy." Apparently, he's talking about Tommy Fury. What do you guys think about that?
BDA. Yeah, I have a conspiracy theory actually.
Yeah, what is it?
I'm all ears.
I think that AJ's taking this fight so that he takes a dive, looks bad, and then that goads Tyson Fury to come back and fight him. Because the fight's still going to be big, even if AJ loses. The fight's still big.
I don't think so. I really don't
I
think so
mean,
because
AJ just got knocked the fuck out in his last fight, didn't he?
yeah, and already people
That
were
doesn't
saying he
matter.
should
The
retire,
fight against
and
him and
already
Tyson
people.
Fury will
Okay,
always be
so
big.
Fury got stopped by
I think it matters.
sorry, AJ got stopped by Dubois, and some people were saying he should retire. So imagine if he loses to Jake Paul. I mean, what are people gonna say then? Right?
I don't think it matters. People have very short memories, bro.
I mean, yeah, to a certain extent, but I mean, there's limits here. I mean, you lose to Jake Paul, you lose to Jake fucking Paul.
You know,
Nah,
the
I
thought crossed my mind. The thought crossed my mind that maybe even if even let's say Joshua doesn't even take a dive, but let's just say he doesn't take Jake Paul out. I was thinking, well, the Brits are so fervently into boxing that maybe, but then again, I did think Jake Paul versus Tank Davis was going to sell well, and that didn't happen. I miscalculated that. So maybe nowadays, the way that things are going in the world, maybe if Joshua loses 2 fights in a row and one of them happens to be against an MK Ultra Disney guy, that would be bad for him.
So if he loses, depends how he loses. He doesn't look that bad, but in my opinion, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have the weight behind his punch. He doesn't have the tonnage to go in there and push Anthony Joshua back. He can't. Even the punches will probably just come bouncing back like a basketball when he's just too big.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense.
No.
Something doesn't make sense. Yeah, you're right. People posted this on the. Oh, hold on. Before we continue, shout out to. Hold on a second. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully, I'm not breaking up here. Shout out.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Fantastic. Otherwise, if you can't hear me, you guys are lost. You are. And speaking of being lost, shout out to Warp Speed who says, "What is the true path of the Crimson Cross?" Warp Speed, if you have to ask, you can't know about it. That's all I can say about
Google
that.
it.
But no, listen. No,
What is that Stonecutter bullshit VDA?
I don't know. I don't know why he put that. No, that's what he's got. You're talking about the sign that he's got. That's a Spock sign with the split.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's not some Stonecutter thing. But the true path of the Christian cross is a vehicle for spiritual ascension. That's about all I can say about that. And it's not easy to
Why
get
are you
on
so esoteric about this? Isn't it just representing like Christ?
Isn't it what?
Is his sacrifice on the cross for us?
No. I'm talking about the neon cross. But anyway, we'll get to that maybe one day on Second Renaissance. Maybe one day on Second Renaissance I'll talk
okay, now I really want to hear this, actually. I'm curious.
Well, that's the point.
This is not the place. This is not
you
the
gotta
place.
sell it a little bit. See, I'm doing a whole new thing with religion.
Second Renaissance.
Okay,
yeah, you gotta with religion, people get all. Hey, by the way, I wanted to say this though. But yeah, shout out to Warp Speed for his contribution with the super chat. Really appreciate it. We have another video here. I haven't played this one. It was from David Benavidez. Benavidez, like one guy kept calling him on the.
This is from Fight Hub TV.
All right, and is it how much do I play? How much do I play of this clip? Everything, all of it, or?
Oh no, he just talks about Jake Paul. Just the beginning, I guess.
Oh, okay. He talks about Jake Paul. Let's see what David Benavidez has to say about Jake Paul.
Respect to Jake Paul, but that's a dangerous fight for him. He probably gets knocked out, and I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm not saying nothing bad, but Anthony Joshua is Anthony Joshua. You know, he's multiple-time champion, Olympic gold medalist. You know what I mean? The last time somebody stepped in the ring with him that didn't have that much boxing experience was Ngannou, and you've seen what happened to him. Yeah. But big respects to Jake Paul. It's gonna be a good card. You know what I mean? It's a big fight, and it's a good fight, man. I give 100%.
Hey, that begs the question. He just talked about the card. It just reminded me. Are they still gonna have the Jamaican Japanese guy there against Gary Russell Jr.? I mean, not Gary Russell Jr. Antoine, whatever his name is, Russell.
Oh, do you think are they repeating the same card?
I hope so, because that was a good fight. That was the only fight I was looking forward to.
I think so.
Female boxers and something like.
I said
about
boxing.
Eddie's fights being canceled. I feel like I have Bucho turned down. Hold on.
I can't hear you guys. What'd you guys say?
I feel like I kept talking over Bucho without noticing.
No, go ahead. I wasn't saying shit.
I was gonna say he brought up a good point though, bro. Like, if you saw what he did to Francis Ngannou, I know we've seen Anthony Joshua get knocked out comically. you know, he's been battered by Ruiz and Dubois, and it's entertaining, right? Seeing his big ass go down, and it makes him look soft. But you see what he can do to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. And Ngannou, who half-ass knew what he was doing, and he let one clean shot, and this dude's head almost, you know, flew into the rafters, bro. Like, it's like his head touched his ankles before he hit the ground. His body hit the ground. It was weird. He folded.
Yeah, it's true, huh? The way he crumbled, yeah. I don't know.
Hey, we talk about the odds. The odds are AJ is a 12-1 favorite.
Of course. That's it.
And 12-1. It should be 40 or 50-1.
Should be 100-1. Yeah.
I know.
That's a great point because Anthony Joshua has a lot of knockouts. So if he's knocked out heavyweights, up and comers, journeymen, contenders, what would be the difference in between those guys and a Jake Paul? He's getting set up for like a highlight reel knockout because Anthony Joshua have a high KO ratio.
Yeah, it might be Jake Paul's turn for the humiliation ritual.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It all comes full circle with this whole Esoterica thing. I'm telling you, there's something bizarre going on here, and I don't like it. Now, the other thing about that is the undercard. If it's on Netflix, hey, this is a good event. Because again, when the Tank Davis fight ended or got aborted, I sort of was a little disappointed because I wanted to see how the fight looked. Now I'm doubly intrigued. And it's December the 19th. Hey, listen, someone's Christmas is getting ruined. I don't know if AJ celebrates Christmas. Maybe Kwanzaa or something. I don't know. And the Jake Paul, people say that he's from the tribe secretly, so I don't even know if he actually celebrates Christmas. But whatever holiday these people celebrate in December, one of theirs is
somebody's Hanukkah is about to get ruined.
Exactly. Wait, Joshua's not a black Israelite, is he?
You know it.
No, come on. He's one of those guys that when they point to the Jesus, his hair was like wool. So that's the proof that he was an Afro-Anglo. But yeah, so we will be looking forward to that. Also in the news, I forgot to show this clip here, just moving away. Oh, no, sorry. Moses Aitama also, they asked him about the fight, the Jake Paul-Joshua fight. He said that Paul should fire his advisors. In other words, he's saying that this is suicide. It's a suicide. Now, the other thing I want to talk about, moving away from this a little bit, Conor and Benn and Ryan Garcia going at it on Twitter. Where else? And none of these guys fight each other. They just like to go at it on Twitter. But check out what Ryan had to say. Ryan Garcia said, I'm up 2-0 on Mr. Eddie Hearn. I would love to make it 3-0 and head to the UK. Has always been a dream of mine. Conor Benn, not playing around, says, I don't play games or waffle like you Yanks do. When I say let's go, I mean let's go. Me versus you next. I'll sign immediately and rest assured I'll knock you clean out. Guys, if this fight were to happen, how would you see this going?
I think this is a pretty good matchup. I don't think that Conor Benn's a real middleweight or a junior middleweight. So I would imagine they would fight somewhere at. Where would this fight happen at? 154? Because Conor Benn can't go to 147. He can't go to 147 again, can he? Without some existence, you know what I'm saying?
He wants to go back down to 147. He wants that Mario Barrios WBC belt.
I don't think he can make that weight. But if they fight at 147, I think this would be a good fight for Ryan. I think this would be a 50-50. And it would be like a pressure test for him. Are you really ready to come back? And, you know, he's not jumping in the deep end, but it's not a safe fight whatsoever. You know, he could get knocked out by Conor Benn. His chin is a little bit, you know, vulnerable. So, yeah, I don't think this is an easy fight for him. It's kind of like when he took that fight after he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis. Who was the guy? I forgot his name. The one with the unibrow.
Duarte,
yeah. That wasn't an easy fight. That wasn't a soft touch to take after a knockout.
No.
So, you know, and he passed that. So we got to see if he takes that fight. You know, it's gonna be something similar to that. Like it's a sink or swim kind of situation.
I see it the same way.
I like Conor. Sorry, Frank. I don't know if it's a little bit of a delay. I like Conor Benn, but I really look. He's got power. He puts pressure. He's been fighting bigger guys. Maybe not the best, but the thing that I see, like I haven't seen like no real improvements. he likes to throw a lot of hooks. Even when he tries to throw a straight punch, he doesn't really deliver it like that. So I think with a guy like Ryan Garcia that can throw straight punches, I give him. I would favor him. And I'm not saying that Conor Benn isn't good. He's all right, but at this stage, I don't think he's really like polished himself and improved in the sense of how to throw straight punches as a professional. Thank you. I'm talking on the internet. Yes. Okay. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, like they're both all right.
Okay.
So look, this is one thing I'll say. I want to add. The biggest difference I think this would be for Conor Benn with him going back down to 147. I think that weight cut would affect him, and he might go in there looking like Eubanks
Kell
did.
Brook.
And he might touch a little bit of karma. Maybe Kell Brook too.
Yeah.
If this fight happens, I think we need to. I don't think I heard anybody on the panel talk about it, but we need to stop with all the drug cheat fake outrage if this fight happens, because nobody gives a fuck. I mean, this is a good fan friendly fight. It won't be for. I mean, it won't have him on pound for pound or number one ring rankings, but I like it. I think it's a, like Sober said, a 50-50 fight. It'll be action. Depending on, they're both seriously flawed individuals in and out of the ring, so it even makes for more excitement, in my opinion. I like these kind of fights, and I don't care about all the they're cheaters and blah blah blah.
Well, technically, Ryan Garcia, according to Dan Rayfield, submitted a hair follicle test, which proved that there's been contamination afoot. And Conor Benn, too, was cleared by the BBOC, although there was a bit of a disagreement between the BBOC and the UKAD, or whatever the organization is called. So, for all intents and purposes, both guys, it's like we keep saying with the Margarito thing, is the facts don't stand up on the scrutiny, but people don't look into the facts. They just watch a title on YouTube, on a YouTube video, without even watching the video, and they go, "Oh yeah, this guy cheated," or whatever. So I don't know how far deep the rabbit hole goes, but I think it's an interesting fight to be sure. Conor Benn and Ryan Garcia. The thing that worries me for Conor Benn is he's a little bit too right hand happy, and Ryan Garcia, say what you want about the guy, but he can crack with that counter left hook. Now, the thing that worries me about Ryan Garcia is the last time he fought somebody who put a lot of pressure on him was indeed Oscar Duarte, and that's when we saw the full exposure, for lack of a better term, of the bussy roll. I mean, he was just bending over, turning around, bending over, and spreading his ass cheeks for that Duarte dick. So, what do you guys think? Who would you favor in that fight, Ryan Garcia or Conor Benn? What wins, the bussy roll or the left hook?
Oh man, I think I'm just gonna go off top and say Ryan, just because his punches are more precise and accurate. Benn has to do a lot of. Well, I mean, Eubanks was the bigger guy, but he bounces a lot. He does a lot of movement. He needs to have the element of surprise, and Ryan, it's perfect for him to get caught jumping in.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point.
Go ahead,
I said that's a great point. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like I already mentioned it, I think the weight cut will affect Conor Benn at this point in his career.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'll take a little bit out of him, just enough to edge it towards Ryan. So I might favor him like a 55-45 situation.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And as far as you're saying about who would break with that, but if Ryan Garcia comes in, like you're saying with that bussy roll, kind of just presents his ass, I don't know how well that'll go for him, because Conor Benn will just start hooking off on him. I don't think he's not gonna stop.
Wait a minute, what? He wouldn't stop. So he's got Ryan Garcia bent over, and he's not gonna stop. Is what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
No, he's gonna come with ferocity, explosivity, and ferocity.
Oh. All right. Well, there you go. That's an interesting way of putting it, guys. Frank and Sobers, you brought up some interesting points amid all the bizarre nature of the actual comment. But one thing that you didn't bring up that was interesting too as well, Sobers, is the weight cut. We don't know if Conor Benn can still make 147, and if he's going to be jumping in there, like Gonzalo was saying, maybe that plays into Ryan Garcia's hands. But Grim Reaper in the chat says, would Benn's power have Garcia a bit shook because Benn can't punch? You can see, yeah, that's a thing though. That's why I brought up the bussy roll, because when he can't handle a guy, when somebody gets past Garcia's reach and his first line of defense, his second line becomes the clinch, combined with the bussy roll, which is part of it's got different parts to the different components to that move. Somebody in the chat says Respawn icon. Wait a minute, Respawn. Sobers, weren't we talking about that on the Discord the other day about the spawn cults on Discord that are blackmailing underage people to committing that's not part of it, is it?
No, I don't know, but what spawn? Oh, the respawn code.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, yeah. What about it?
Well, there's somebody named Respawn Icon asking about red pill me on the booster roll, but now I'm afraid to interact with this person because next thing you know, they send me a message on Discord and they're telling me to whip my dick out. Next thing you know, I'm compromised.
Yeah, it has a little link. It has a little link. Click here.
Yeah.
And then you end up like Food TV.
Yeah, next thing you know, I'm sending people, my account is sending people Bitcoin advisors.
I send that photos.
No, but listen, she's asking, or I don't know if it's a she or he, but red pill me on the booster roll. Well, that's precisely it. The booster roll is this: Ryan Garcia against Oscar Duarte back in 2023. Duarte was a stout pressure fighter, and Garcia couldn't deal with the guy on the inside. Every time the guy got past Garcia's reach, Garcia would just essentially grab him and then turn over and bend over. That's what he was doing. Let me see if I can find more examples. Well, here he's doing it against Haney as well. And
yeah, I don't know what the fuck. He just turns away. It's weird.
He did it a little bit.
And it's weird because even his opponents seem like they don't know what to do when he starts doing that shit.
Well, that was the worst. That's the worst thing. That referee, I don't know who this dude is. He looks like he's from Egypt or something. He was warning Duarte, hey, don't hit him. Because at some point, Duarte decided to hit the guy a little bit. And he warned Duarte for it. I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. Garcia is turning away from his opponent, which is illegal. So, I don't know. These fucking refs, either they're corrupt or they don't know the rules, or maybe it's a little bit of both.
That's like submission, isn't it? When you turn your back to your opponent, isn't that supposed to call off the fight?
Well, you know what? You brought up the word submission. I know Joshi called in one day, aka RoboCrip, and he said that it's, you know, there is such a thing that people miss when they're watching boxing, which is gay sexual submission. He called it. Some guys go in there and they get buck broken, for lack of a better term.
Well, he's getting sexually submitted in jail now. That's why we haven't heard from him.
Joshi, come on, isn't he working as a? He works as actually he works for the law technically, doesn't he?
No, working for Costco. You know the.
I mean, come on. Listen, you know what?
Department.
I don't even know why I'm asking you. You hate the guy.
Yes.
I don't even know why I'm asking you. You hate the guy.
No, I don't hate him. I don't hate him. No, I don't. No.
All right, but what else was I going to say? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we've been here for 2 hours. Bucho, did we miss anything or anything else you guys wanted to mention?
Nope. I'm looking at nope.
No. Hey, is there any other boxing after the Riyadh season thing?
Yeah, the Lamont Roach and Pitbull. And
no. I'm talking about that.
Janabek and Lara. And there's one more card, and then Picasso and Anui, and at the end of the year.
I was talking about Saturday. I
think there's a Probox. There's a Probox card with Roman Villa, the tomato can that Ennis had stomped on.
Roman Villa, Dirk's favorite fighter.
Yeah, he's the beast. He's the
What about Roman Villa? What about Roman Villa?
He's Maidana 2.0.
We have
You
to
didn't know?
ask the Roman Villa question. How good is he?
Yeah, man, he's coming. It's at 154 apparently. Listen, Probox has some fantastic cards. I must say, I am a big fan. By the way, that's on Friday. Oh man, it would have been good if it would have been on. No, actually, it would have been overlapping because remember the Riyadh season card is actually going to be it's going to end at night, not in the evening. So it's good that we got on Friday. We got a little boxing. Who is the guy that he's fighting? Francisco Veron. I don't even know who that is. That's at 154. Let me look it up real quick. Because people,
I don't know, but Probox, they're contenders. They're okay. Like, what was the last one? The Flaws or something like that. He got curb stomped by the Tiger Johnson.
Yeah.
In the Probox card.
Tiger Johnson. Yeah. So listen, for everybody out there and who hasn't caught the Probox cards, listen, they're good little cards. I think you should watch them. They provide, like Frank is saying, they provide action. Every other fight, you get at least a knockout, which is what people want to see. And this main event should be interesting. Romain Villa moving up to 154 after getting butchered in his last fight. He's taking on an Argentinian. These Argentinians are always tough. Francisco Daniel Veron. He needs a haircut, that's for sure, or at least a comb. He's got 15 wins, 1 loss, 10 knockouts. The only loss in his record was against Brandon Adams. By the way, Brandon Adams just upset Sergey Boachuk, so you know how good he is. And this guy, I think I remember seeing that fight. I think he gave him a good one. And Romain Villa, what's the guy name who beat him? Alexander Duran. He should be rematching him at 154. Dominican dude. Who was before beating Villa, he was on a 2-fight losing streak. So I mean that lets you know all you need to about. I mean, Romain Villa, his claim to fame was beating Rashidi Ellis, and he barely beat him. He just dropped him twice at the end, and I think the judges had enough of Ellis's back foot bitch ass, and they just said, you know what, we'll give Villa the decision. By the way, Ellis has fought since. I didn't even know this. Where the hell has he fought? He fought Brian Damian Chavez, Jose Angulo, Jose Ruiz. That looks like a fake fight. I don't even know if that really happened. Who the fuck is Jose? What type of name is Jose Ruiz, by the way? And then Javier Fortuna. It's a nickname? And then he fought Javier Fortuna. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sobers. I don't even think this fight actually happened. I think it was AI generated or something, if there's even footage of it. And then he took on Javier Fortuna, who's a super featherweight, essentially. My goodness. So, yeah, that's
wow, that's crazy.
That is
Fortuna, several weight classes.
I mean, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what happened. You know what's the interesting thing about that before we go? Ellis was actually one of the people who was complaining about Golden Boy, I think. Wasn't he? That's why he went with the PBC.
Yeah, him and Earl said that Oscar didn't know how to manage black fighters.
And the PBC did? Look at where he ended up. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's another can of worms. But I mean,
you don't prioritize them over everyone. That's what that means.
He made Wilder. I mean, he's just an easy target. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to blame somebody, just blame Oscar. Like, he'll be your fall guy.
Exactly. Right. And then people
he's
buy
crazy.
it.
Coked out. Look at him.
Yeah, exactly. People just buy it. Hey, he's dressed like a girl. He does coke. Of course,
he steals money from fighters. Like, damn, okay, this dude's like a super villain in boxing.
I mean, think about it. I think it was even Shakur Stevenson said when he was going at it with Top Rank near the end of his contract. He said, "Oh, even Terrence, talking about his big bro. I don't know what's up with this whole Afro Anglo thing where they call each other big bro and little bro. Like, isn't that a little bit condescending? Or it sounds a little bit like Mike Tyson." It sounds a little bit like what Mike Tyson.
You didn't see that story? I'm glad you said that, but finish your point.
Like Mike Tyson with what's his name, Cos D'Amato. He picks a 13-year-old kid from the ghetto, locks him up in a cabin somewhere, hypnotizes him, and nobody bats an eyelash over that. That is bizarre. But yes, what were you saying, Frank?
Oh, you mentioned the code. I guess Tim Bradley. Somebody ran with the story that Eddie Reynoso called Robert Garcia and told them not to take the Jaron Ennis fight because you posted a picture. Jaron Ennis looks like 3 times Canelo's size because he was sparring, beating up Canelo Alvarez and sparring. And Tim Bradley said, "You don't think there's a Mexican code? You got it twisted." And because he was talking about, I guess Shakur called out Tim Bradley and said that something about there not being on code. Because they're the whole Jake Paul helping him. Right. So yeah, that code thing is ridiculous.
They're obsessed with race. It's unbelievable. And I saw that tweet that you mentioned, and people were saying, "What's the fucking source? What is the source?" And of course, there isn't any. It's apparently that account that posted that is notorious. I would say the name if I remembered it, but I don't. But a lot of people in the comment section were saying that this dude, whomever it is, just makes shit up on the fly. And by the way, Hernandez, what's his name? Yuenli Hernandez, the Cuban guy who was in camp with Canelo sparring him, said that Canelo actually had his way with Jaron Ennis, and it was corroborated according to Washington, who's our betting expert on Discord. He said that his contacts said the same thing. So I trust those guys over some dude on Twitter who's known for making stuff up. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's all we've got for. Is that all we got?
Well, this guy Timothy Bradley talks about staying on code. How come he was tap dancing? He had a straw hat on when they asked him about racism at Top Rank, and when Crawford was trying to sue them. Did you see that interview?
No. What happened? What?
Where they asked him, they asked him about when Crawford left Top Rank, he sued them for racism, right? And they asked Timothy Bradley, "Hey, did you experience any racism here?" And like I said, he put on his nicest tap dance shoes, his nice straw hat, and he started tap dancing, saying, "Oh, no one's ever said anything, nothing like that to me. I don't know why anyone would say anything of that nature happening here. I've never. Everyone's always showed me the utmost respect, and like I just love Bob Arum. I just love my master. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's weird how he's changing his tune now.
Interesting.
But, whatever.
Yeah. Interesting. So
we're
he
just
wants to-
finishing the Tim Bradley thing. Mr. BDA is that because Tim Bradley pointed out that Shakur and Keyshawn have a bro code. I think I mentioned this earlier, but then it was pointed out Abdullah Mason just signed with James Prince. So they're saying, oh, now Keyshawn, Abdullah, and Shakira, they're never going to fight each other. You know what I mean? They're going to talk that, oh, we're boys. And that's what Tim Bradley's talking about.
The bro code is we have the same manager, yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, Tim was pointing out there how weak that how weenie-ish that bro code was, and so that's when Shakira that's when Tim was saying, you don't think the Mexicans have a code? You don't think Eddie called Robert? So don't come at me with code.
Well, he was also the same guy.
So now he wants him to fight. I don't get it.
Yeah, Tim Bradley called out that Shakira and Keyshawn are weenies for having that bro code.
But he called Ennis a weenie for not staying on code.
That dude, these guys, they lie and have so many narratives.
Like that's what I'm saying. That's why I brought up what I said.
Yeah, I mean, listen. When you look at the world through race-colored glasses, everything you see is race, and that's what Tim Bradley and all these other dudes have on. That's why they turned the Canelo Crawford thing into a whole race thing, especially afterwards. They're insane. I mean, I'm telling you, they're insane. They're seeing things that aren't there. But I mean, listen, it's not my job to worry about people who are a little bit too far off field when it comes to their brains. But listen, at the end of the day, we got a great boxing coming up this Saturday. We've got a lot of fights. I'm pretty sure if more events occur between here and Saturday, I think a Friday morning show is right what the doctor ordered. And what else? Maybe a calling show one of these days. I don't know. Bucho and I will try to work on something. See if we can squeeze in another show. Because again, this is a big card. And it seems like boxing now is starting to wake back up. A lot of things happening. A lot of developments. So we'll be there to cover all of that. With all that being said, shout out to Sobers. Shout out to Vessel, Gonzalo.
Thank you.
Frank.
Salute.
Miklo was here earlier as well, aka Professor X. And shout out to Bucho, our co-host, for being here and gathering all the information for us. And that's about it. Shout out to you fellas. Thank you for joining us. Oh, no, hold on. Shout out to everybody in the chat. How can I forget? Shout out to that guy, Eparacua, Retro Gamer, the Chilean Distributor, Snackford, Pancho Villa, 2 Matador 665, Rapax Trucking Company, 10-4, Johnny Blaze, Puro Sur, Tarzan RC, Sergeant in the house as well. Shout out to him. If I forgot anybody, 213 Pyro, Pyromancer, Dark A Dog, Baron Evola, shout out to Baron, and Grim Reaper. And if I forgot anybody, it's because we do have to go, but you guys know who you are. Thank you for joining us. See you on the next one.